that we could use to turn ores into metals. That'll coincide with my bullets that I need.
I was just gonna say it's got to be bullet making.
Okay.
As we're here to support our characters, right?
Yep.
All right. So you could draw whatever kind of that looks like on the shore of Lutan there, and then also decide if you want to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
I want to start a project. I want to put that thing into operation in Lutan.
Okay.
Is that a project that I can do?
How about researching how it works first, so that we can then
Sure.
put it into production?
Sure.
So how long does that take?
Probably a while, right? We'll say 10 weeks, 15 weeks. I don't know how many weeks the game goes. So you said it's 4 decks?
So the game goes 52 weeks.
Times 4 though, right? Because
generally they say projects should be 1 to 6 weeks, I think.
Right, so we'll say I'll say 5 weeks then. It's a pretty complicated one.
Yeah, I believe it uses a standard deck of cards, and there's one card in the winter deck that if you draw it ends the game early.
Mm-hmm.
But is each suit one of the seasons, or there's 4 decks? Okay, so yeah, we'll say maybe 6 weeks.
Hold on, I'm trying to see where does it have start a project? Yeah, 6 is the maximum, 1 is the minimum.
Okay, I'll say 6 then. We'll say it's complicated.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep them written on the on my notes. Okay. All right, so smelter, and we're gonna start researching it. So Chris, B.
Ah, fuck. I'm never prepared.
Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with the arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area, and are you safe?
Ooh. We've already determined there's a lack of wood, so construction in general is probably going to be tricky for a lot of people.
I'll say low population. I mean, no wood. I mean, just
yeah. Yeah. There's got to be a lot of natural predators, huh?
There could be.
Bullets.
Yeah, bullets. Stray bullets roam the plains.
Cindermaw tigers.
Giant owls. Oh my god.
There's
giant apes and owls all over society.
This is the one thing that happened from the old world. Oh no. No, you know, I mean, if there's not a lot of wood though, that means that there's not like a lot of like forests. So like foresty animals are generally gonna probably be out too. So you're probably not gonna see.
Maybe there are a lot of forests, but we just don't have anyone to work them or the means to work them.
True.
Too far away to be reasonably. They're just furball groves. You know how they get.
Furball groves.
Racist.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna go with the natural predators. What's a good like predator? Like wolves, I think. Well, not that good.
Land shark.
Land sharks.
I believe those are called bullets, first of all.
You know, the easy thing to go with would be wolves, but that is just like way too simple. Especially if they're like if humans are also scarce. I feel like maybe the prey would also be a little different too, because like, you know, like my guy's like a giant fucking cat man. I don't know what the hell everyone else is. I guess only Barley is the one who's like going to be scared of wolves, but
mountain lion, bears.
Giant
bears.
frogs.
Yeah, you know, let's do fucking bears. There's bears. There's just bears all over the plains.
Man, this world is gonna be the worst by the time we're done.
That sounds like that's fucking terrifying.
No wood, high crime, like just.
That's gonna get done with the session. Look at the notes and go, I'm scrapping everything you guys did.
There's
bears
giant crime rings of bears.
I mean, I wouldn't say that
there's
necessarily
no conflict. There's no story.
Yeah, necessarily say that there are bears everywhere, but there are certainly places in the plains area where there are, you know, an abundance of bears, as we might call it in this game.
Also, I
Only
left the
travel
terrain.
one time and die.
I left the terrain pretty blank, so if you want to say that there's a forest of bears there, or that is a area of
Yeah.
plains or whatever, you know, that's
Maybe that's why we
it's a
can't get
blank
wood.
canvas.
There's too many bears.
That's actually a really
Ah.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll make a little forest in the bottom that has this bear forest.
Bear forest.
So you got to answer the first question too, though. Which
Oh,
is,
you have to answer both questions. I thought it was one or
starts
the
with,
other.
It's where does everyone sleep? Oh, I guess yeah, that's part of the top one. Never mind, you chose the bottom one.
Okay.
Natural
In terms of safety, like yeah, the people who would be down in Bear Forest are not. I mean, I don't know. Legends say that they are not safe.
Okay. So with that, do you want to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project? Also, we have to move the smelters down to
Yep.
5 weeks now.
I would like to make a statement that Lutan, for all the good it's done, is not very good on diversity. They don't like the leaders of Lutan don't necessarily represent the people of Iaclane, or however we pronounce this.
Iaclane.
Iaclane, there you go.
Interesting.
Okay. Josh, how do you feel about that?
I'm taking a second contempt token.
Oh no.
Wow.
No, I kid. I feel like that would probably make sense.
But for what race are they like? Because we already determined that humans are not populated. So
mean-
which is holding dominion over Lutan?
So the hold of discussion is essentially supposed to be like you have like a town crier gets up on a soapbox and is just like, this is what's happening, and then you are a person in the town deciding either I agree or I disagree or I have an opinion on that. So along those kind of lines is what this is.
So the thing that was said to the town was the leaders don't care about its citizens.
No, not necessarily that they don't care. It's
Or
just
they
that
don't have their interests in mind.
not even that. It's just that the general composition of the leadership does not necessarily like reflect the full diversity.
The
And
town
so-
council are all humans in a town of that's entirely populated by dead people.
No
Something like
human,
that.
yeah.
It's not necessarily that they like have ill intention or anything, or that they're necessarily neglecting anyone, but that they might just
Right.
not know like what other folks are really going through.
Those
So
bastards, we gotta get them. Yeah, let's get them, guys.
that race is predisposed to leadership. I think that would be the most neutral answer there.
All right. So you said that we don't make. It's not a
each
discussion,
person-
right?
Each person gets to weigh in on that statement, and it doesn't
I-
necessarily mean
I guess-
anything comes of it, but it's going to drive the plot forward. So maybe because of this, there is a rising faction of people who are looking to overthrow, or who knows? Somebody can take that and run with it.
So my opinion would be that the lack of diversity stems from a like predisposition of that race to be in leadership positions, whether it's like in a finance role or like from militaristic aspect. I'm not sure how the country's run or the town, but that's why they ended up being there, just because that race seems to take on those roles more so than anybody else.
Oh, elves. I got you.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Luxonons up there making decisions for everybody.
I completely disagree with this
So-
statement. I think the town is being run well. We have a smelter now. We offer protection for
You're
everybody
researching a
else.
smelter, sir. Excuse me, sir.
not-
You are researching a smelter. There is no.
Wait.
Guns for everyone. Vote human. Guns for everyone.
So just for clarification, essentially, so Lutan, for better or for worse, is what would be like the capital of Iaclane. Is the best way to describe it? Yes or no?
So far.
Financially, yes. They are the richest, and it is right now the only major city other than Calvaria, which is
Okay.
less of a city and more of kind of like a working camp.
We offer protection. Where else are you going to get these digs?
I think that
You
there's
don't know
definitely
how-
woodless-
two.
these
I think there's
woodless
definitely two
digs.
factions here.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably what it would end up being two overarching factions, and maybe tensions aren't high at this time, but probably going to get to a point where maybe there's some sort of civil unrest.
And that's
Okay.
why I did what I did.
All right,
We
so-
vote. You vote for the Bears. Put the
Alright,
Bears in charge.
So I'm gonna call this discussion to a close, so we don't go any further with it. But yes, it was a great discussion. All right, Josh.
Let's go.
There's a large body of water on the map, and this would be like a new body of water. There's a large body of water on the map. Where is it, and what does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it, and why is it abandoned?
Rifle. So,
Make Big Water an island.
Make a big body of water on the opposite side of big water with the two waves crashing in. Defend the city.
All right. I'd like the man-made structure, or at
Okay.
least humanoid-made structure.
Okay.
Can I add in a mountain range
Yep.
where the structure is gonna lie?
Yep.
Ooh.
So I'd like the mountain range to be probably like kind of this, cutting off the top and the bottom half. I figure Lutan can still get around, and somewhere within this mountain range is what looks like an abandoned temple, and there's different figures, or there were different figures and carved into statues, and the only figure that is left is that of Tiamat.
You want to
Ooh,
just
boy.
And
draw,
I would
the,
say-
draw a little opening for the temple too. So that was 6, 5,
Good shit.
researching smelters now at 4 weeks, by the way.
And then the reason it was abandoned, we'll say, is probably in the past there was a lot of unity with all of the races and religions, and as that unity maybe started to go away, no one found need to go to that temple anymore, save for one tribe that continued to go to pay homage to their god.
Okay.
Was it your tribe?
Maybe.
We don't know.
Okay, and do you want to do for your second part? Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project?
All right, so I would like to start a project. I was
Okay.
going to discover something, but I got to discover something with that card. Let's go.
Yeah, it's also good too. It's like if you got to discover something, and there's you can utilize the cards in different ways to kind of push towards narrative goals that you have.
So I guess I'd like to start a project
That's why
of
it's so dark in here.
what happened.
Nothing. I brightened it up a little bit, so for myself. Start a project.
I'd like to start an endeavor for making a safe path that connects Calvaria to the bottom half of the continent.
Is this a tunnel or a road over the mountains, or how is that?
I feel like a tunnel would be very thematic, mainly because Calvaria, if they're mining, they could probably help and do that. And I don't know what other civilizations lie between Calvaria and Big Water, but kobolds can also mine.
Okay. And how long
saying
is
it's
that
a-
going to take?
And
Say 5 weeks.
'Kay.
We're good miners.
So you're
And
saying
also,
that there's a tunnel between a major city and a shithole, and it's the Lutan tunnel. Like we're so close.
I mean, the tunnel would just basically be somewhere here, so it connects the rest of the two continents together.
I was making a Lincoln Tunnel joke, but it's okay.
No Lincoln tunnels. Get out of here.
All right. Yay. Let's see. Are there children?
Giant owls.
Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or how old are the eldest members of the community, and what unique needs do they have?
It'd be really weird if there were no children in this whole.
Maybe there are.
No, we're doomed.
Maybe there are no.
Well, there's no
children.
wood. We already made that joke. There's no wood.
So, I would say that given the relative scarcity of plant life, as we've observed with the lack of wood, that the overall state of agriculture is basically non-existent. And so the way the world developed is that they never really moved too far away from hunting and gathering. So such that they're predominantly so that the world is predominantly a meat driven food hierarchy, and there's not a whole lot of herbivores. So children have to be corralled into small safe places as the world is populated by progressively bigger and stronger meat eating carnivores.
Thank God. I thought you were gonna say they ate the children, and I was like, I thought you were working your way there. I'm like, fuck.
My druid puts his contention token on there not being any plant life and this all being meat.
I was gonna say Chris is
I mean,
screwed,
this-
by the way.
This jives perfectly with Bear Forest, so I'm down.
So maybe that's why the bears are kind of inhabiting it, because they have evolved to the point where they're massive and they can defend themselves. So it's hard to get them out.
Gargantuan bears.
Would you call them an owl bear?
They just can't fit
I
between the
have a new
trees, so they're trapped.
project.
Okay, so that's good. Yay. What do you want to do for your next action? Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
I would like to discuss, since Rodok originates from the Feywild, I would like some means of fixing our current game world with some kind of planner portal system, so that it makes sense that I'm even here at all.
Okay.
That's a big step up.
And how
Low
does that
magic, lots of plane portals.
Well, I mean, so you can still have low magic, but like low practical magic. It means that like it's very difficult for people to tame the elemental forces, whereas portals that just throw people out can just
Mhm.
happen randomly, and like you know, it's the difference between like a campfire and like a gasoline propane explosion.
I'm
Yes,
on board. Yeah.
that's kind of how I had originally intended it. Is that like magical things still exist, like magical creatures and magical anomalies and stuff, but the ability to actually wield and control magic is extremely rare.
So
We got some targets on our backs, boys.
Thus, guns.
so can I just draw it like a portal somewhere?
Yeah, that's fine.
How do you tame magic with my AK?
And what is the portal? Is it just a portal of chaos that teleports to the Feywild, or is it
I would say that given the nature of the Feywild itself is inherently fairly chaotic, that it would make sense that the portal doesn't consistently link to any specific point in the Feywild, so
Okay.
much as like it as an entire plane. It just the planes periodically rub together in such a way that whoever happens to be standing in an inconvenient spot just lands on the alternating plane.
Okay. I like it. I'm just writing
Alec, you
some
think I'm
notes.
joking, but I have approximately between, say, 10 to 13 turns. So I can make a factory by the end of this that produces AK-47s. So I'll use every turn to get there.
Please.
5, 4, 3, 2. So it should be reaches your
Wait,
smelter
I gotta
in
look this
2
up.
weeks,
What do I do with my contempt tokens?
Oh, wait, no, less than that, because there's 6 of us, so
and
like
then
9 turns.
You stare angrily into your webcam.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
I
You're a
also
lawyer, you
brought-
don't know how to be in contempt.
So,
I think it's the whole
I
practice
don't.
is
I
to
don't.
not
I'm
be
never in
contempt.
contempt. I'm a good lawyer.
All right, Alec.
Okay.
A charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it, And who joins her in the endeavors? Start a project to reflect this, or a charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do it, and how does the community respond to it?
Creepy. Too much yay. Just walk away. Ye's living that sweatpant life.
Hey, me too. It's okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
so
sweatpants on too.
I feel like the contention in Lutan would probably be a good thing to go after. So with there being so much crime, let's say that she was charismatic enough to unite all the criminals to try to overthrow the current government.
Okay. And just for the sake of doing it, what's her name?
Beef.
If you need some time to think about it, we can come back to it. But come up with
Yeah,
a
yeah. Give me some time to think about.
What? You're a DM. You can't come up with a name on the spot?
You
It's
can ask-
Susie.
Yep. I was gonna say Steve. That's yeah. Stephanie.
Steve the
There you
thief.
go. Yeah, Stephanie. Yes.
Stephanie. Excellent. There's a callback.
All right, perfect. So uniting. So is it the scheme? So created the scheme to overthrow it?
Yeah. Create the scheme. Yeah. So the criminals and the downtrodden against the perceived oppressors.
Is it a drumstick, Chris?
It is something
No
that I found
paintbrush.
on the floor. I have
Okay.
no paintbrush. It's just
And what project are you starting to reflect this?
Trying to get a member of their own within the top part of the government. So just infiltrating, I
All right.
guess.
Ooh, a project that's not building something.
Infiltrate.
that.
Lutan,
those roguey tendencies.
And how long is that
would
going to
Yeah.
take?
What's the maximum? 6?
6. Yep.
Yeah, I would say that would at
Yeah, I
least
feel like
take
that's
6
a
weeks.
big project. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, if anything, can I make that like take both like 12 weeks?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
6 is the maximum.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like infiltrating a government in 6 weeks is super
Yeah.
impressive. Like she's very charismatic.
Yeah.
Steve Lafife, the
Okay.
thief.
So now you still have the same thing where you can discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project as your secondary action.
Okay. I would like to discover something new.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a marble quarry right next to the Feywild portal.
Listen, if this was a Civ 5 map, we'd be fucking killing it right now. We're spice heavy. We got marble. We can find some horses.
Can I specify something about the marble quarry?
Sure.
It is home to Luxodons and Minotaurs who work it. They're the main source of that, at least for that area.
And now is it just a quarry or is it like a encampment?
Like an encampment. It would be like a live on area that they do like import export stuff.
They export through the portal.
Luxodons and Minotaur?
Yeah, they just throw stuff through the portal and money comes flying back out. They don't question it.
Okay.
It's worked this way for years.
Yeah.
Okay. So before the next turn happens, Will, what happens when the smelter is finished being researched?
So I think now they figured out how this machine worked, and they realized after this rigorous 6 weeks of testing how to produce simple firearms, introducing guns into this world.
Okay.
There you go. I got the big stuff out of the way. My character can exist. Fantastic.
I'm re-rolling a gunslinger.
So they're not right. There's not a lot. It still takes a lot of raw material. So I won't say that they're plentiful, but the technology is out there at this point.
Say they're still expensive.
Whoa! Oh, I didn't say that.
If
Right,
something is rare, it is inherently expensive.
Which is, and again, it's way above the technology level of Lutan because it doesn't originate from there. So it's a piece at a time, basically. So
I would
Okay.
say since we don't have wood heavily available in the area, like crossbows would kind of be something that would be thought up before an actual bow, right? So the progression into like handguns would make sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Should have made the guns with saffron though.
So, Chris,
Spice guns.
what is the most beautiful thing in this area, or what is the most hideous thing in this area?
Ooh.
Here's your chance. Put some plants in this world, my
That's
dude.
exactly what I was. That's already where I was going.
Man-eating plants.
Choose your character, either one. It'll be great.
I'm
Ooh, if
so
they're-
glad
if-
I'm not the droid this time.
I was
If
waiting
they're-
for him to say the citizens of Bigwater is the most hideous.
Let's see. Let's go. The most beautiful thing in this area is the fields.
of Athenry.
Yeah. Oh wow. Good job, Josh. Holy shit.
You're welcome.
The fields of grain over here.
What's that song in the
And
fields
just
of
I'm
barley?
moving until the project completes. I'm moving mineral to scarce because the mountain range that blocks it until at least until
Oh.
the project is
Yep.
complete. That's
Kind of
scarce.
why I put those over there, just because allegedly plants are scarce. So
Fields of flowers or
grain.
specific grain.
No, I want no. We're breadbasket. We're
Okay.
food. And Chanti likes grain.
Okay. All right, and what did you want to do for your secondary? You want to discover something new, start a project, or hold a discussion?
I would like to discover something new.
Okay.
Hold on a second. So over here, I'll make that bigger. Whatever.
Something
Right
off the
there.
map.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Over there, there is a giant wasteland. Depression. You know, might find some things in there that look like a town.
Okay.
A town of swamp things.
No.
So
You read my
describe- is it-
backstory.
what is it exactly?
So that would be a town that used to exist, and looks like something terrible happened there.
So it's a abandoned town.
But I mean, things were blown away.
So more of like a sacked city than a just abandoned.
Yeah,
Blown away like explosion or
Oh,
blown
I say
away
like destroyed city. Yeah.
destroyed, explosion.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
City.
That's
Was
the,
it
that's the
was it a technologically advanced city? Was it a rich
Nope,
city? Was
just
it like
a-
an encampment? or
just
was it plain
just
old
a
town?
regular city where, you know, travelers and traders would show up and moving on. It could have been pretty major before Lutan existed.
Okay. Does it have a name, or is it just the wasteland for right now?
It is just the wasteland. It does not have a name because I never gave it a name in my backstory.
Okay. All right. So now it's my turn.
Oh, you know what? No, I got a name. With a K. It's Kryphon.
Kryphon. Krifon.
Why?
Kryfon.
Yep.
Okay.
Krifyn.
All right. So
Sounds like some
tunnel
George
through the
Bush
mountains to
shit.
connect the two parts of the world that project has finished. What does that look
Oh.
like,
The Massachusetts Big Dick.
Joshua?
I mean, it is basically just we'll say a slightly, windy tunnel in order to make sure that nothing falls. It's nothing, ornate or fancy on either end of the tunnel. All that is there would be probably like a tower with, members from the Lieutenant Army to make sure that people can get through. But otherwise, that would just about be it.
Okay.
Is it haunted?
Also,
Not
Massachusetts Big
haunted.
Dick band name called it.
All right. So my turn.
Crazy. I have my next 3 turns planned out. Like,
All right, a young boy starts
Cannot go
digging
fast
in the
enough.
ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
Buried little boys.
Yeah.
Both options are related.
So I'm gonna say a young boy is. An old man confesses his past crimes and atrocities. What has he done? In the city of Calvera, an old man is gonna gain notoriety as he is seemingly incoherently babbling about his past life and being a member of the Ilgorson army, and basically anybody who will listen to him, he's on his knees crying and begging for forgiveness of all the terrible things he's done in his past. And no one really believes him. They kind of kick him around and toss him to the side, and he just ends up being unheard. But people start to talk about him. He becomes like a name that the people of Calvaria kind of know. You hear his name, and you kind of know exactly he's the crazy old man who's babbling on about this nonsense from the past. I'm gonna just pick a name for him in a minute because I can't think off the top of my head right now.
Greg.
And then I'm going to hold a discussion. I'm going to in Bigwater, there's a discussion. One of the kobolds says, should we ask Lutan to help us rebuild the city? Or the camp?
Oh, I hate those guys.
Make them work for free. Yeah.
Lutan said that they're supposed to be protecting all the people. Does that mean just protecting from Ilgorzen, or do they have like do the people believe that they are supposed to be enriching the people as well?
I don't know.
You know the rulers in Lutan, they don't even consider us people. They're not gonna protect us. Ooh, tied it back.
Oh. That's because we're not people.
Name one kobold. One that leads them.
Oh, we were starting a war between Big Water and Lutan before this is over, by the way. I am on board. We were gonna ruin
Josh is like,
Josh's
wait.
life.
No, I support this wholeheartedly. Listen, big men
heard they
don't
caused the tidal
follow
wave.
Dragon God. Big men must burn.
Yeah, you
Five
have
travelers meet
anything
in a
to
tavern in
weigh in
Lutan
on this
and burn it
discussion?
all down.
No.
Our only choice is to resurrect Tiamat. We must perform the summoning.
I'm trying to read this PDF instruction thing because I don't really understand this game. So I'm still trying to figure this shit out.
There's barely rules, yeah. You just say
There's
whatever you
just
want.
barely rules. Just make something
That's
up.
the problem.
Pick a side and represent it. Do you want to
The only good Lutan is a dead Lutan.
or do you think it'd be better to just keep to ourselves and do our own thing?
They don't even have wood.
We should speak with the bears.
I think this world needs more collaboration because resources are so scarce that to make any progress at all, that we would need to develop stable and viable trade routes between the various towns. Whether
Johnny thinks he's so
Sacrifice him
smart.
to the Dragon God. Sacrifice him to the Dragon God.
Ever since he went to that secondary school, he thinks he's so smart.
I just got wood.
all right. We're calling it there. Okay, good discussion. Okay.
I want to be a fucking kobold now. These guys are rad.
We're re-rolling 6
Yeah, let's-
kobolds. We're declaring war.
Tactics for days.
I have to...
one fireball.
Where's my
I'm rolling back my no fireball roll.
Too late.
All right. So,
Fuck, a barbarian kobold
Okay.
would have been so cool.
So, Will,
Yeah.
you see a good omen. What is it? Or you see a bad omen. What is it?
It's the same moment.
It's the same omen, yeah. It turns out omens are made up.
Yeah, it's
Ooh, let's see.
bullets falling from the sky, and it's both.
Yeah, it's just bullets falling from the sky. So we see the sky over Calvaria.
Also, hold on.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Give me
oh.
one more chance to say one more thing. The also
Sure.
intention is that the weird things and the discoveries of things tend to happen in spring and summer, and the resolutions and stories of those enrich during autumn and winter. So try not to discover some crazy new, insane thing that's going to twist the whole world on its head in like late game.
When we can't fix it. Yeah.
Right. Try to get those done early, and then we'll build on those as it goes. But anyway, we have been so far. Just putting that out there.
So there is a bad omen. So there is a shadow that appears directly over Calvaria, blanketing the city, and it happens fairly regularly during the day, and the people there consider it a very bad omen.
Is there like, what's in the sky at the time? Is it still
So they-
sunny out and it's just shadowy in the ground?
Oh, there looks like there's some kind of obstruction to the sun, but no one can tell what it is. So it just looks like the whole sky is blacked out.
Okay.
But it happens, it's very quick, and then it passes.
Did Urkin survive the end of the universe?
I was just gonna say Skyfall's just rotating through there every day.
Let's go.
It's just
Alright.
clouds.
And
they're
I'm going
spooky.
to discover something. So I am going to discover a small city in Bear Forest. So it is
Okay.
a city of elves that have a symbiotic relationship with the bears of Bear Forest.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
That's gonna fuck us when we get our bear killing mission.
No, it's gonna fuck us when these bear riding elves come out of the woods. I'm just gonna say there's a city here.
Yeah, bears and wood, they're unstoppable.
Haha, fireball.
Maybe the bears are actually just druids. We don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, my brethren.
Fireball.
Dude, that'd be pretty fucking cool though. You like roll in the bear forest or these changes.
There's like, oh fuck.
It's hidden deep. It's hidden deep in Bear Forest, and good luck finding it because you'll never get through the bears.
Or the forest.
For the forest.
And can I add that there is like a legend among the other cities that this place exists? Though obviously people
Yep.
don't go there. Okay, otherwise we would never go there.
This place have a name?
Bear City.
I was gonna say Bear City. That was my first instinct.
And I call it.
How about
Ursa.
Elf? It's Elf Bear
Wait,
City.
wait. Can it be
Right on
Halfling
the
Downs?
nose.
Can it be Halfling Downs
No,
so we
it's
can
not
actually
Halfling
go there?
Downs. No,
It's
It's,
BARE city. It's just a bunch of nudists who are living in the wicked
it's-
bears.
it's Belf, BELF City.
Was it actually?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Belf City.
Or bear elf. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's Bear Elf. Yeah.
B apostrophe ELF.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
and
definitely, yeah.
Is it within
I
the
know
forest?
BE apostrophe LF. So it's within the forest. Yeah, you'd have to venture in through the bears.
Sorry, I have to write all this stuff down. Okay.
We are recording it too, thankfully, because I'll have to re-listen to it.
Let's see. Infiltrate the Lucan government goes down. You did your thing. It is Chris's turn.
So let's go.
Chris. Okay. What group has the highest status amongst the community, and what must the people do to gain inclusion into this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common?
Huh. Okay. So speaking specifically about Calvaria, or like the places north of the mountain range,
Mhm.
I would say that there's definitely a pretty strict like monetary hierarchy. The entire society is based around harvesting these minerals and whatnot. And so, the people who can do that and trade the most are probably, at the top of the society. And in order to gain inclusion in that, you've got to, you don't necessarily have to have money yourself, but you got to be able to like provide them with favors or, be of some use to them to allow them to maintain their empire.
Would you say it's almost like a mob family?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Say it's like
actually,
real
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah. It's literally just
Like
the same.
it's like current society.
Yeah.
Mob family-esque. Okay, and what do you want to do for your secondary?
They start discovering cities everywhere. Like, this went from a barren plain to literally wall to wall city.
So like L.A. and the suburbs. Yes.
Yeah, like it's just every inch is covered in city. That's why there's no wood.
I'm going to make a statement. There are rumors from the tribe surrounding Calvaria that Calvaria itself is actually starting to run dry on minerals.
And what is that going to be? Is that starting a project,
Uh,
holding a discussion,
yeah, that's
or is that a
that's
discovery?
just a statement. Yeah, that's just a statement.
All right.
If that makes sense as a statement, I guess.
There's no way that's true. Have you seen the size of their mines? There's no way that they could possibly ever run dry.
That's what she said.
You know, we've I guess to add a little bit of flavor, like Calvaria has like been like expanding further, and they've actually been like even like attacking other groups who like live on the plains to like take their resources, according to the people who live there.
Okay. So
So
that goes
it-
along with mineral being a scarcity.
So, is there any established history with the city of Calvaria as far as like where in the mines are coming from? Because like the head would suggest that the mining is you're extracting, say, the marrow of the bones of some ancient titan, right? So then, following along that line of reasoning, the resources may be vast, but you will eventually hit bottom.
I mean,
But
this is our story to tell, so that could be the case.
That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that's really cool.
There's not real
we-
minerals. You're really just harvesting like
bone
dead,
juices.
Bone marrow.
yeah, dead bone marrow.
I'll
Have
have
we
the
determined-
Asabuco.
Have we determined anything about like the citizens of Calvaria or what they
Yeah,
may or
we
may
really
not be?
we really skipped them. Like,
We're still pretty early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still early. Yeah,
got
I mean, we haven't yet, but it can happen.
I just want to
Well-
ruin Big Water. That's,
Alright,
I'm
does
saving that for winter.
Does anything else? Anybody else have anything to say about the scarcity of minerals in Calvaria?
Yeah, I guess going off of the last thing that Chris said, why are they bolstering their military? Why are we killing innocent people for their supplies if we're so inclined to have them ourselves?
Okay.
So can we just establish like what kind of people live there? Can we say like deep
I,
dwarves or like deep gnomes or something, or something suitable undergroundy? Or
I've been imagining gypsies. I don't know.
Yo,
Oh,
if
in what,
they're- if they're-
Calvaria?
if they're-
Yeah,
if they're
just
gnomes,
fucking like
we gotta
shit, like
backtrack a little bit on this tunnel.
Um,
I mean, they can be whatever we want them to be. If that's.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, like,
they started as a shanty town. Imagine if like a community of gypsies became successful.
Exactly. So yeah, they
mean-
could be predominantly deep gnomes because maybe that's who does the actual labor of getting and mining, but maybe not the only ones who live
if you
there.
have a super militant nation, I mean, I don't want to start throwing any hard S's this early into the session, but you know, typically highly militant nations like Sparta really only work because of a very
Slavery.
very prosperous
Yes.
culture of slavery.
Yes.
So
All right. Maybe that's how
what
it
the hell are
works.
deep gnomes called? Snervelflum.
yes, something Norse.
There's a bunch of like consonants in a row.
I would also say that the reason that this rumor is spreading is because they haven't been super highly militaristic
Right.
in the past. It's only like recently where people have started to like notice, and it's even more difficult because with like the mountains in the way, you know, Lutan does trading with them, but like how often do they like really like check up on like what's going on? They're like, how easy is it for them to like?
So why prop
see
Lutan
what's
up?
going on?
They're the ones that have all the, you
Yeah.
know. We were literally setting up for a world war. Like
Yeah,
day
let's-
one, a world. This is the most violent group of
table-
individuals.
Let's table this, and we'll continue it on another turn. That's good though. All right, so Josh, there's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they, and what sets them apart from you? And what belief or practices help you justify? What belief or practices help unify your community?
Just so you know, whatever you create, Belf City is going to attack you.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Were those two different options?
Yeah,
It sounded like
it's-
there was one whole thing.
No, it's two different options. There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they, and what sets them apart from you? Or what beliefs or practices unify your community?
Okay.
Cannibalism.
I mean,
Love
like
of
we could
money.
just continue with Calvaria right now, but
I mean, there's a big
Um,
empty space here if you want to create another.
Yeah, I say I think we got to put some
civilization.
people on this map. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I feel like this is a really good setup for stuff that you want to do for kobolds.
Yeah, it's way too close to
See,
the kobolds. No one wants to get near
th-
them.
I mean that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? Like there's two really good ways that I can go with this, and
So I'm also gonna put something that we didn't do before. Is a scarcity is kobold housing, because they're still in shambles from the.
Don't they just live in holes?
Does anyone else
Not
live in
much.
Big Water? Except, I mean, I'll leave this one up to Josh. But
No.
besides kobolds,
no.
how's every other city a mishmash, and somehow Big Water is like just kobolds?
Because
Kobolds-
kobolds are always, like knee deep in like shit, and no one wants to live there by choice.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's not to say that there aren't kobolds in Lutan or Calvaria, but the main group of
Big
them
Water is
are
just
kobolds.
kobolds. Yeah.
It's just kobolds. We don't let
Hate it.
outsiders come into Big Water because they might get upset with the things that they see.
Yeah,
Fair
they're
enough.
3 foot tall with big dick energy. They're not letting them.
My people are also very like self-contained as well. I just
I'm
have them
just a
on the
dude.
map.
Oh, we got to put the lions on the map somewhere.
I mean, they're gonna be south of Calvaria. No one put anything there,
Hmm.
unless it's my people.
I mean, you know what? Screw it. Let's go a population. Let's do fucking population of primarily gnomes around right here.
No, we're gone.
Gnomergon, let's go.
I love Nomergon. What a great dungeon.
Can you say Nomergon on YouTube, or I'm gonna take it down?
And so I mean, really, the thing that sets them apart from kobolds is the fact that they're gnomes and they're disgusting and we hate them. They think that they're better than us. They don't live knee deep in shit. They don't.
They're like adventures.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful people,
Okay.
and
do you have
we
a name
hate them.
Do you have a name for the city, or do you want a minute to think of that?
No more minutes. You have to throw out the first thing that comes to your mind. That's how we ended up with Belf City. The best names are off the cuff.
Let's go with Panacea.
PAN like that.
Is that how you pronounce that word? I thought it was panacea.
Panacea.
Panacea. We got
How
the
do you-
first dick on the map. Let's go.
How do you spell it?
Panera.
Panacea.
I like it. Okay. And what do you want to do? Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project?
I'm gonna start a project. I would like to start the project of kobolds taming bears.
Okay.
You're gonna wipe out Big Water yourself.
We are going to ride them into battle.
First of all, there's already a civilization that tames the bears. So
We don't know that.
I'm putting
So
my
this-
thing
I
down.
was gonna say,
I'm fighting you.
This is where you'd use contempt.
I'm contempting you. I am in contempt.
That just means that you get a contempt token. I can still do
I'm-
it.
I know. I don't understand what this does for me. I'm mad.
It
for no
allows you.
reason.
It allows you to do things for selfish reasons. So I will put away one
No.
of my contempt tokens to do this for selfish reasons of wanting to ride bears as kobolds.
Okay.
Okay. And how long is it going to
Put
take for
one out.
kobolds to tame bears?
6 weeks. They're bears. They're giant bears, and there's probably gonna be some pissed off elves at us too.
And just out of curiosity, why are the kobolds taming bears instead of rebuilding their city?
Well, first they went to the forest to get wood.
Bad
And
story
then there were
time.
giant bears. And so they thought if we can tame the bears, we can use them to bring the wood back to the city a lot faster. So I guess
So
6 weeks because it's
taming-
going to be a joint effort of
The
getting
taming bears,
wood.
the end goal is to be able to use the forest resources to rebuild.
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
Best way to do that is to get the bears to not eat us because we are tiny kobolds. And it
Okay.
seems that Tiamat has forsaken us and flooded us because God hates us.
All right. The infiltration of the Lutan government has concluded. What does that look like?
They failed. They didn't fail. They successfully infiltrated it, and were quickly caught. And Stephanie was killed publicly, and is now a
Damn.
martyr. So a symbol of oppression from the tyrannical government.
So there isn't there's not a person in a seat of power that was set there, and that it was that much of a failure, and she got killed for it.
Yeah, but like public execution style is like if you do this, we'll murder your family. It's mob shit, right? So
I thought Calvaria was the mob, not Lutan.
I thought
No,
that's the
Lutan is Crime City.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. It would be
They're both bad.
yeah. It would be official government mob versus criminal mob.
Okay.
Can I add on something else to that? Just as far as I don't know, the impact of killing Stephanie goes.
How about that gets saved for a discussion or a project or another thing?
Sure.
I really like that, Alec. I'm just picturing the do it for Stephanie banners.
Yeah, just like 22-year-old girl, really idealistic, hung in public.
Everyone loved her, right? She was. I think we determined that she was super charismatic,
Mhm.
right? One of the people.
All right. So that was Josh's turn. Now it is yay. All right.
Well, she only
yay.
had 6 weeks. So.
Someone new arrives.
Cannibalism or slavery.
Someone new arrives. Who is it? Or two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them?
Ooh. Okay, so I would say two youngsters of the community. They find a pouch with 3 magical beans, but not the SRD magical beans. These beans, when planted into the earth, just generate a 3-foot tall plant in the span of a few moments.
can help with that.
And having only 2 beans left, the boys are fighting over who gets to bring home such a rare, albeit minor, magical item to their families.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just seeding the world with magical treasures for himself to find.
I mean, a little pouch of like grows a wee little bean for in a land relatively devoid of plant life. It seems like it would be a draw
Yeah.
for the
And
for rumored.
where were these kids? What city were they?
I would like to say that they're on the poorer side of Lutan. What? So probably furthest away from the docks.
Yeah, towards the
Oh.
mountains.
Yeah, I'm trying to freehand my deal.
They spend their days working on the smelting machine.
All right.
Well, they gotta make those guns, yeah.
Well, their crops have actually died because of the exhaust from the smelting machine.
Yeah. Oh, there we
That's why
go.
they need the beans so much.
Do you
No,
want to discover
not-
something new, hold a discussion, or start a project?
I would. So what is? So, I guess my question to the group is, so there's still like things missing in terms of, because you can't just go from like living in mud huts to building great stone, I don't know, pyramids to live in. Like there's some intermediary aspect of masonry and things that's involved in like building your cities. So like I know we said that this is like low magic, but like what's do we have some established culture as far as like really delicate stonework to kind of emulate like finer constructive materials versus, or is just like everything built into like just square houses, because that's what
You're
we got
saying-
rock.
I mean,
Yeah, are we
so-
saying is there evidence of an ancient civilization that we can emulate here as far as like how we
Yeah,
got
so-
to here, or
I would
so,
say
like, I
at
mean-
least like fine like stonework and stuff like that would be done out of the marble quarry. That would be like an export. of knowing how to do like intricate just stonework in general. Maybe not necessarily like building structure in that wise, but if anybody was smart enough to convey what they wanted to do, those people would be more than capable of doing it.
I want marble countertops in my kitchen.
So like,
Italian, please.
I'm just trying to like figure where cities are being built with just what's essentially a lack of flexible construction material, right? Because you can't just build houses out of stone.
Well,
That-
part of this is you make that decision, you make that call. It's your turn. You decide how that works. If that's something that you're concerned about and you want to establish the lore in this world of how that works, how does it work?
okay, so I would say that have we established? You know, okay, very simply, to build upon the existence of the chaos portals. So the portals when they arrive, they stay for indeterminate amounts of time, such that there is kind of a labor force established to basically run through the portal to clear cut sections of the Feywild to bring lumber back into the world. And in terms of like a developmental technology, I'm thinking of like technical colleges built around the entire industry of what they end up calling rift diving, where work crews run like chained by the waist with rope, or I guess not really rope because that comes from with leather belts, just so many leather belts strapped to each other, so
So
that as needed they can just yank each other out back through the portal with any lumber and goods that they manage to find.
let's turn this into a project then. So there is a force, a group of people by the Fey portals who are trying to monetize them, basically trying to find a way to get in and get out with resources and knowledge to take back with them. Does that sound
Yeah,
fair?
because that's fair. Yes,
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
That simplifies what I'm trying to ask for considerably.
Sure. No, I gotcha.
I love this, by the way.
Watching your face while he was talking was great.
Yeah.
Fey portal divers. And how long does it take to figure that out and start that project?
3 hours.
I mean, it sounds from your description pretty rudimentary. Just a
Yeah,
tow line jumping into a
Toss
portal.
people in. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to deal with all the Fey creatures on the other side.
But like they come from a hell world of all meat eaters, so like stabbing a bitch is not nothing new.
So we are the dominant plane. Yeah, is saying
So-
we've established.
My gut says what, like 3 weeks, something like that.
3 weeks, yeah. 3
Okay.
weeks, I'm fine.
Can I get a percentage of how many die like where the portal closes on them?
It's
in this
irrelevant. We can
trial
always make
period?
it more people.
I know. I just want to know.
All right, and
We're
Chris.
definitely gonna discover a dude who's been just like stuck in the Feywild for like years and years, who's had to like fend for himself.
Chris, you get the last one.
Nice.
Where is it? What important and basic tools do the community lack, or where are you storing your food, and why is it risky to place and store things? Or rather, where are you storing your food, and why is it a risky place to store things?
Is this real quick? Is this the end of spring or summer?
End of spring.
Okay.
So yeah, considering how long it's taking, we may break this up into 2 sessions, because yeah.
I apologize because I'm not going to go really fast. That's a really good one to think about.
Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't Chris, it was Alec.
Oh, never mind.
It was Ye
Then-
who just did it. So Alec.
Dodge a bullet.
Okay, I heard the dangerous, or why is it dangerous to store the food there? What was the first one?
What important and basic tools do the community lack?
And this is just in general in the world.
Could be anywhere. Pick a city. It could be in the whole region.
Outhouses.
Fishing. Only spears.
Actually, I would say yeah, housing in the marble quarry.
Okay. So the Marble Quarry people, they don't have roofs over their head, basically. They're
Yeah,
just
pretty
kind of-
much.
Okay.
So they're at risk in the elements more so than a lot of other places.
All right. Where is it?
Into the city.
I wrote. Where did I put Marble Quarry? Oh, that was so long ago. Lacks housing. Okay. And what do you want to do? Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project? Keep in mind this is the last city. I mean, the last projects will still carry over to the next season, but this is the last day of the season.
The spire. You said that cropped up pretty recently.
Mhm.
I would like to start a project of, I guess people from the Marble Quarry, but also as like a, I don't know, like a bounty board request to go explore the spire.
Okay, so a crew to go explore the spire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how long does that take to go and do that?
How far away would you say that's at from like the portal or the quarry?
I would say it's, I don't know, a couple days ride. It's not super
Okay.
long.
Like 3 weeks.
Okay.
That's the last project because I was gonna build a wall around Big Water to fence them in.
Oh my! You can still make projects in summer.
Okay, so just to recap, since
Not
we're
too
going on
late.
to the next season, Kobold Taming Bears have 3 weeks left. Fey Portal Divers has 2 weeks left, and the crew to explore the spire has 3 weeks left. So there is. So usually at this point we kind of like reflect on the state of everything. So we decided Lutan is
Yeah, hellhole.
is
Crime ridden.
It's crime ridden. It is not necessarily crime ridden, but there is an underbelly of crime, a faction that has creeped up, believing that the government and the people in power don't have their interests in mind, and that they need to do something about it. They're now producing guns. And we have the bear force in the south that we've discovered is now inhabited by Alps who have tamed the bears and who live in symbiosis with them. The kobolds of Big Water are attempting to join in on that and get some wood to rebuild after the great storm that ravaged their town, their encampment. The city of Gnomes has been discovered by the mountains, along with a newly built tunnel that connects Calvera to the shores of Lutan. And in there is a temple, an ancient temple to Tiamat, long abandoned. There's beautiful fields of grain that are around Calvaria that nobody's doing anything with. And we have the Fey portal with divers going into them to try to make money, or try to basically monetize the Fey portals, and a encampment of, I'm sorry, I'll never remember these, Luxodons and Minotaurs,
Minotaur.
who inhabit the Marble Quarry, who have a severe lack of shelter. Who are sending a group of people out to go explore this spire that is newly discovered, as well as a wasteland. I can't forget about the wasteland that was seen off the shores by the spire as well.
Great job, team.
So good start so far.
That's a rich environment, full
Also,
of drama. So
they
much
murdered
drama.
Stephanie.
They
And
murdered
Stephanie
Stephanie.
is dead.
Justice for Stephanie.
Oh, and
Justice.
the old man rambling about the Ilgorson threat named Dugald in Calvaria.
I think Stephanie faked her own death.
Maybe she did. Who knows? All right, so we'll move on to.
We never leave Lutan. It's just digging into the conspiracy of Stephanie.
Publicly
I re-roll a rogue.
We're gonna move on to summer.
Is there anything different in summer, or besides that the cards are different?
Cards are different. Things get harder, and there's less prompts about discovering stuff and more prompts about like building
God,
stuff.
we made ourselves a shithole world to start in spring, so full of strife and war potentially.
All downhill from here, boys.
It's all downhill. Yeah.
Bear
Shit, spring
Force
was
seems
supposed to
pretty
be
chill.
good. No, no.
Oh no, what just happened to my thing?
Don't forget the shadow of Calvaria.
Oh yeah, the shadow over Calvaria. That's right. Okay.
Is that the campaign name? Shadow over Calvaria?
Maybe
I
it
did that
is.
for you.
The chapter
All right.
names.
A project finishes. Wait, whose turn is it? Chris.
Mine.
So Connell's
A project finishes early. Which one and why? So
divers.
current projects that are working on are kobolds taming bears, Fey portal divers, or crew to explore the spire. Which one finishes early
kobolds.
and why?
Kobolds taming bears.
'Kay.
Fuck no! Against my objections.
So because it finishes early, you get to decide how it finishes because it is finishing on your turn, not Josh's. So what happens?
It fails. It fails.
Yep,
Chris.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Oh no!
Chris.
Contempt
Taking
token.
another contempt coin? I don't understand why everyone hates kobolds.
I would also like to take a contempt coin.
Jesus.
You're saying only one race can ride bears. That's not
Exactly.
against kobolds.
They went. They.
First we had a fucking flood.
I'm building my wall. Don't worry.
They went. They attempted. The entire force that was sent was eaten by the bears that the elves controlled.
Oh my god!
Did they make any progress
Including-
towards befriending the elves at all, or was it just a complete and total loss?
It was a complete and total loss, and the bears used pack tactics against the kobolds.
Bears don't have pack tactics.
Would you say that
Oh my
Jod
God.
Shrill Song was killed in the activities?
No.
All
What are the
right.
2 main points of contention? They've both failed so far.
What do you want to do for your secondary?
Whatever you do, Josh is gonna undo.
I'm burning down the forest. That's the first thing I'm doing on my turn. If I get
But
a
wait.
chance for a disaster, the forest is burned down.
I can make a statement. I can discover something new. And what else can I
Hold
do?
the discussion, discover something new, or start a project.
He discovers a fire that magically sprang up in their forest.
In this world that has no wood, you're gonna burn down the only forest.
And if the kobolds discover that all the people just got fucking killed by these bears, you don't know what they're gonna
I'd
they're
like
wild
to.
cards. That's
I'd
true.
like to have a discussion as to what we're going to do about the lack of plant growth and food that we can gain from that. I heard a story about some magical beans.
Where is this discussion happening? In Lutan?
I think we've
Oh
done
wait,
a
or were
lot.
the beans in Calvaria? I can't remember.
The
Oh, no, the
beans
were in
were.
the port district of Lutan.
Yeah,
They were in.
Let's go to the
um,
Minotaurs.
No, it's the other
the
town
gnomes.
here, Panacea.
In the Gnome Town?
Yeah, the gnome town.
I think we should just eat all the bears. I don't understand why. There's plenty of meat down there in the woods, in the bear forest.
Did you
I've heard-
not hear about all those kobolds dying?
They're kobolds. I mean, we're much smarter. Look at my goggles. We can definitely go down there and kill the
We're
bears.
smaller than they are.
Hear me out, guys. Hear me out, guys. We've eaten way too much meat. I've heard there's beautiful fields of grain up north of the mountains that we should consider turning into all various food stuff.
That's just a rumor. I think we should join the Fey portal divers and see what's on the other side.
I've heard of these. I've heard of these kobolds too. What if they were the ones who made the tunnel? What if we make friends with them so that we can use their tunnel to go to the fields of grain?
No,
Yeah.
no one likes the kobolds.
No.
Yeah, no one likes those guys.
Yeah, but nobody likes us.
Yeah, but you know what I really like is food.
You gotta partner with a winner.
Yeah, they're
I think we
partnering
should-
with us. What's your point?
Beggars
I
can't
think
be
we should
choosers at this
train-
point.
I think we should train with the Loxodons and the Minotaurs and then trick them and eat those guys. They seem like they have a lot of meat.
Have you seen how
Starting
big
another
they
war. I'm starting another war between the Loxodons and Nomergon.
Would not go well.
are? Okay. All right. We'll move on. That was Chris. So it's my turn.
All right, so what I took from Chris's thing is that food shortage is serious in this world, right? Which makes sense because there's nothing. There's
And
vegetation.
also,
no
no one,
there's
no
no
one agrees with the
vegetation.
solution.
So we're gonna
No
add
one agrees with the
scarcity
solution.
as food. We have a lot of scarcities and not a lot of stuff to do about them.
We literally made a hellhole.
I wonder what could have been done to solve some of these scarcities.
So let's see. Abundance is spice,
Riding
trading partners,
bears?
and crime. Scarcity
lot
is
of
global
spice.
housing, food.
Can we subsist
information
on
about
spice?
a
Bear
person,
meat is delicious.
Magic, humans, lumber, and minerals from Calvaria. So
We should start farming humans.
I mean, I wasn't the guy that said don't have any forests.
all right. So mine was
I
predators.
just said lack of wood. There could have been just invincible forests. Like you can't chop the trees down.
Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? Or predators or bad omens and are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not progress any projects this week.
Oh.
That's no matter what. It does that.
Yeah.
So
Hi, Louise.
let's see. I'm gonna say. Sorry, I'm pull up the map. Who goes missing? I'm gonna say, and the reason why it doesn't progress, some of the divers who go into the Fey portals don't come back, or they do come back, but they're dead, and there's nobody really
Understandably.
to understand why. Every expedition into the portals has been pretty tame, pretty successful up to this point, and they come back. Or they just don't come back on this expedition, on this test one. And I'm going to start a project. Let me see. In Lutan, and it's going to be a diversity campaign. We're going to send an expedition out to Bear City to invite and treat with the Belfs to show the citizens that we are diverse and that we are putting forth an effort to make sure that we're all inclusive, and to help get us some lumber to start building some houses.
Seth is desperately trying to undo what we've done.
What are you
I guess we're
talking about?
saying
You
not
called
like
it
this-
Rare City,
Kobolds.
fucking racist people that don't understand diversity.
this world is unlivable. Like we need to fix it before the end.
A bunch of wizards
campaign
with
is-
transmutation magic come and unfuck everything.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this campaign ends in
say-
session 1 because the world just ends.
I'm going to say that takes 3 weeks.
I like how you go treat with the
Oh,
elves
whoa,
instead of
whoa.
like the kobolds who are like in such dire need of help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
the
we have nothing
kobolds
to
have
gain
nothing to
from it.
offer.
Exactly. It's
I
not
know, I
100%
know.
selfless. It's it's 3 weeks. Okay.
All right, what's Will gonna do now?
All right. Will. So I've been doing this in the wrong order, so we're gonna do it in the right order this time because things are starting to actually have rules associated with the order of operations.
What? Don't change things on me now.
No, it's just the projects are supposed to count down after you do
Oh.
your card text, and so it didn't
Gotcha.
matter last season, but it will matter this one. So, someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed, and why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion. Start a foolish project.
I really want to do something in Big Water, but I don't want to step on Josh's character.
I'm sorry. You don't want to do what now?
I don't. I'm thinking a great ancestor of Jod. Is Jod or Jode?
Jode.
Jode Shrillsong. Makes a bid for leader of Big Water. Let's not do that. Can you read it one more time, Seth? I'm sorry.
Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed, and why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas right into motion, and you start a foolish project.
Had you pegged for foolish project all day.
Yeah, no, it's foolish project. I'm trying to decide what the foolish project is. And can the foolish project succeed or no? Is it just become a regular project
It just
at that
becomes
point?
it just becomes a regular project on the list.
Oh, okay. All right, I think someone from Calvaria is going to. That's not foolish though. What's a foolish project they could do?
Gnomes.
Build a tower to reach the thing that's blocking the sun.
That would be ridiculous.
Jacob's ladder. Yes.
Tower Babel, yeah.
So someone from Lutan has decided that there is money to be made making a way stop between Panacea, Bigwater, and Lutan, which is the god awful middle of nowhere, and destined to fail completely. But they are going to make a small inn there to try to capture that crossing business.
Okay.
And it's named the Brews and or Blades and Brews.
All right. And how long is it going to take to get there and make it?
Probably a while. So like 4 weeks.
All right. Fey Portal Divers complete. Yay.
Wait, he still gets. Will still gets his.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
you're saying
He's doing
no,
the
it's
order.
it's the
you're
order, yeah.
resolving the projects. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So yeah,
is it actually
how
moving?
does the Fey Portal Divers resolve?
So, having disappeared from the expedition, a different portal opens, and the original expedition team, appearing to have aged some dozen years, return from the portals, having changed out most of their gear and having spent the last decade living entirely off the land in the Feywild, come back bearing strange armors made of leathers and bones of the native creatures of the Feywild.
All right.
And I would say they come back with better hunting techniques of some sort.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, it's a more hostile zone. All right. And so, Will, what do you want to do? Discover.
So we are
new,
going
whole
to
discussion, or start project.
We are going to discover the Colossus of Eaclane. Eaclane or Iaclane? I missed it.
Iaclane.
Iaclane. The Colossus of Iaclane. So there is a monstrous beast, like 50 feet tall, that roams the plains south of the mountain range separating Calvaria and Lutan. It is docile as far as people know, like people have come across it. But there's just this monstrous beast that wanders these plains that no one can figure out what the fuck is going on with it.
And it was never there before, and it was just all of a sudden appeared.
Yeah, someone found it for the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
Or sure, yeah, it just appeared out of nowhere.
Through a portal.
Who the fuck knows where it came
Very
from?
big portal.
Okay.
I mean, the
Just has like a
Feywild is
million eyes.
fucked.
Okay. I like that.
Just enormous beast. Or monstrosity.
All right. I'm sorry, Chris.
No.
So you got one called Summer is Fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards of this deck and take 2 actions this week instead. So we lost out on 2 cards. And the 2 cards we lost out on, just in case everybody is curious, we lost out on you discover a cache of supplies, add an abundance, or a scarcity has gone addressed for far too long, start a project that will alleviate it. And we lost out on someone new arrives, who is it, or why are they in distress, and someone leaves the community, who and what are they looking for.
That
So-
abundance one was gonna be so key.
Yeah. So instead, you get to choose 2 things to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. So you get to choose 2 of those.
Oh boy.
So hopefully your creative juices were flowing because you get no prompts.
Well, this is literally my nightmare, but sure. No. So the Lunan tribes that exist south of Calvaria have decided to start, because of increasing attacks from Calvaria, they've decided they need to fortify their encampments. Like traditionally a very nomadic people, they've decided that they might need to actually settle down.
So do you want
and,
to use that as both of you?
and them-
Discover a camp there, and their project is they're fortifying against Calvaria?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
See, I can draw that on the map.
All right. I'm gonna just say new camp, fortify, and are they? Do you have a name for this, or do you want a little minute to come up with a name?
I mean, they technically like each Pride has like its own kind of name, so there's not really like a collective name. It's mostly just like a nomadic
Okay.
group.
Okay.
And
So
I'll think of something now.
of nomads. So at least, yeah, maybe not the name of the town, but the name of the nomadic tribe. Fortified.
Yeah, I'll come up with something. I'll let you know.
Calvaria. And how long does that take for them to fortify?
Oh, I guess that. Let's call it 2 weeks.
Okay.
I mean, with scarce resources, they're not going to exactly make a fortress or anything, but
Mhm.
they're
Hey,
gonna try to
listen,
put
the
some
Rift
walls.
Divers brought some shit back.
All right, and
Yeah, can you guys please ship that shit over?
the crew to go explore the spire. Was that Alec or Chris who did that? I can't remember.
Alex.
That was me.
Alec. Okay.
Alec.
All right. So Alec, your project concludes. What is the
You
result?
want to see what's inside the spire?
So they do not explore the entire spire. They explore the first floor. They discover a library of books with text that nobody can read, and they hear an ominous, let's say, monster sounds coming from the top of the tower. So they gather what they can and they book it.
Okay.
No pun intended.
Okay. All right, and so Josh, the eldest among your group dies. What caused the death? Or the eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community. Do not produce project dice this week.
It's just one fucking thing after another for the kobold.
Doesn't have to be the kobold.
No,
It can
no.
be anyone.
You can kill someone else now.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, well, yeah.
The person who holds all of Lutan together dies. Just one integral member of society. The guy who ran the smelter.
Kill the 50-foot beast.
We're
we
gonna
need
say that
resources.
Oh, don't kill
we're
him.
gonna say actually it's whoever is the leader of Calvaria, and what actually everyone thought was, these hostile attacks on the surrounding community was actually them searching for a cure. They're trying to do anything in their power to save this man.
Nice.
That's fucking cool.
Okay.
Like
Boo! I want them to be bad. Boo!
They can still be bad and save their leader.
Chris actually wants everyone to be bad. If you trace back Chris Barmundi's turns, he's turning the whole world against each other.
I'm gonna put out a contempt token though.
Okay, so
You don't want the Calvaria leader to die.
all right.
I
so
just my people do not believe that that they were actually trying to do something good.
Productive. Oh, that's
I
true.
mean, they could have done went about it a better way, right? They didn't have to kill people in
sure.
order to find a cure. So I still think that makes them maybe inherently not good.
Yeah,
for sure.
Their
for sure.
their reason was good. Their actions were
right.
poor.
Ends justify the
Exactly.
means type thing.
But also like the Leonin people are like very like they live in prides. Like the word pride like is literally
They're
evoked by what
lions,
they
we
do.
understand.
And so like their ability to like not be able to like get revenge against this guy who's been trying to attack them. It's
Okay.
taken
Maybe
away
they're
from
the
them.
ones who made him sick.
So
Hey,
my
now.
so the treaty with the Belfs concludes.
Wait, I thought there was no production dice.
that
this
was
week.
if you chose the other one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
I didn't realize.
good
Unless,
choice, yeah.
so the eldest among you chose the eldest among you dies. What caused the death, or did you pick the eldest among you is very sick? Caring for them and searching for a cure requires help from the
He
entire
picked
community.
the first one.
It's very sick. He's very sick.
So he's not dead.
Oh,
He's not dead. He's
Okay.
sick. They're
Sick
searching
man.
for a cure.
Okay.
Ah.
So then it wouldn't. Is sick. Okay.
because he doesn't
so
want the
then I will
treaty
move
with the
them back
Belfs
up.
to go through.
I didn't realize
He's got
that.
a plan. Fuck.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily go through.
Because I don't know anyone enough that I want to necessarily kill someone and dictate that, but being able to work that into what's currently going on, I felt was the
What?
better option.
Just kill people.
Yeah,
It's
just
fine.
do whatever.
Yeah, honestly, we're all in this together. That's what contempt tokens are for. Like,
Right. Yeah.
They
Like
do
the
nothing.
the idea of this, just to put it. I mean, I know everybody has vested interest because they have your characters to think about, because this is what we're going to use this for. But the idea of this is everybody's a neutral party. do good, do bad things for any group that you want. You know.
Mhm.
Anyway. So then, Josh, discover something new, hold a discussion, start a project.
Over another Cobalt City. A more
I'd
powerful
like
one.
I'd like to
Small
start a
one.
project of the kobolds moving.
Okay.
Into Lutan, do it. I will support you 100%. I will use my turns to force them out if you take over Lutan.
Just,
All right.
just the sewers of Lutan.
No,
Where are they moving
or
to,
the
and how long is
Leonin
it gonna
or
take?
Panacea.
The
I will support
abandoned
it.
temple.
Oh, of
Okay.
Tiamat. This is a long con. He worked it.
Okay.
And what would normally take, we'll say, you know, about 6 weeks, actually is going to go a lot quicker because of the work that they made on making the tunnel. They already have made the journey multiple times. There's already, you know, a line set up for them to get there. So we'll say it'll take about 4 weeks.
All right. So yay.
All right.
So we have a project fails. Which one and why? Or
Ooh.
something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a scarcity.
Ruin the Cobalt Project.
Don't do this to Josh.
So I
This first
Fucking-
one, nice.
Fucking do it. My character's going to turn into a fucking true evil character.
He's gonna be the fucking
Alright, so
saltiest dude.
what projects are currently live right now?
Current
Let me write
projects
this out.
is the treaty with the Belfs has 1 turn left.
Okay.
Yeah, and that,
Lutan,
yeah.
the
Blades and Brews.
oh, what did I say? Wait. Oh, small. I was like small in the middle of the plains. Small in the middle of the plains. Group of nomadic people are fortifying against Calvaria, and the kobolds are moving into their temple.
I would say the Belf City Treaty fails.
'Kay.
Through a
Fuck yeah.
through
I'm invested in these guys.
misunderstanding of sorts, where whomever they hired as a translator ended up creating a great social faux pas against the tribal elders of the elves, and whereby it prompted a duel of honor, in which case the opposing party fled as opposed to fulfilling the duel there and then.
Okay, so there is
Love
an
it.
unfulfilled duel of honor that the Belfs think they are owed.
Yes.
It's an interesting choice for elves. That's fucking cool.
They're drow.
We're gonna call them the Lutanese because that's what we're gonna do. Lutanese people fled.
Lutations.
All right. Perfect. So then everything else can advance by 1. And what do you want to do for your action? Discovery, discussion, or project?
I would like.
I will say we've had
to-
very few discussions, not forcing anybody's decisions, but we've had not a lot of discussions compared to other
So
things.
what is discussion?
It's fun to populate the world.
Discussion is basically you decide anything. You if you want to think of a conflict that's happening and you want to start a discussion about it, or somebody wants to. The last thing that I watched, where I discovered this, one of the ones that they did that kind of stuck out to me was, for instance, like they had an external threat like bears, except they had a different threat, and their thing was some guy. He's just like, we really need to do something about those bears, and somebody's like, yeah, we do. You seem to be a go-getter. You should do it, and it prompted them to make like a fighters guild to take out the external threat.
Yeah, it's a chance for us to expand on the world without actually having to do anything. So, right, so remember your question about like how did we get here?
Yep.
Right, what were the steps in between? That's something you would do now, and then we can just talk about it without having to actually do anything, and it would just kind of set precedent.
Mhm.
Like Chris established that we have a food shortage via discussion.
Think about it like an alley-oop too. Like you set something up, and somebody else is like, that's a good point. Let's make a project about that, or
I like
So-
discovering giant monsters, so I'm gonna continue to do that.
So
Discover a second giant monster.
I'm gonna discover giant monsters everywhere.
I would say that the gnomes of Panacea being more local to the mountain range might not appreciate kobolds moving in onto their home turf, and that it might incite some form of a territory conflict.
Okay, and what action is that going to be? Sounds like either starting a project or holding a discussion.
I feel like I would like to hold a discussion on this matter.
Okay.
And I feel
Bastards
like
will never get away with this. To arms!
Look, the
I know,
kobolds
I-
have been through enough. No one has lived up in that fucking shrine for years. Just let them have it. If the freaking gnomes wanted it, they could have had it for who
No.
knows how long.
They'll be on our doorstep. They can attack us at any time. You know,
If-
Kobold's
or-
not trustworthy.
or
I heard
worse,
we
they'll
could use
come-
cobalt skin to build things.
Do you want the kobolds to come in and steal our children for food?
Why is everyone so racist against
They're,
kobolds?
Or
they're taking our jobs every
And
day. I got fired from my job at the factory making goggles for
And-
Kobold.
and what about the fields of grain? Isn't that going to stop us from getting through the mountains?
You know, I've heard Calvaria's had some like weird shit happen in their town recently. Does this coinciding with the kobolds moving at all? Does anyone know?
What if we
Oh my
capture some
God.
kobolds and make them do the mining to get through there, and then we get
It's
the fields
the
of grain?
tunnel's already made. Just go through the already
Alright,
made tunnel.
alright.
We need a new
Understand.
tunnel. We need a new tunnel. That's better.
All right, we're going to close the discussion there. Everybody's said their piece. All right.
And we
Those
were all
are
against
terrible.
Kobold.
They're all terrible.
I was gonna try to make friends.
It's gonna
Yo.
be great once the game starts and Josh's kobold's just gonna be reviled.
No, this was the old days, though. That racism didn't
Right.
carry forward.
The idea also is this is setting up the backstory, like where we are in the future, maybe 10 years ahead of, like after
Yeah.
this all. We're building the history of the
All-
world we're going to
All
play
of
in.
my songs are going to be about strife and everything.
Kobold
I'm gonna
racism, yeah.
channel my inner Judaism here, where all of my history is awful.
All right. Alec. Outsiders have arrived in the area. Why are they a threat, and how are they vulnerable? This shit just writes itself. Outsiders arrived in the area. How many, and how are they greeted? So right here, you get to make
Pretty sure
a-
Jode Shrillsong is going to be the big bad of this campaign, by the way.
Man, I need a standing desk to do this.
Fucking perfect. I can't.
How common would you say Dragonborn are?
Just as common as everybody else. This is pretty racially diverse.
Except for humans.
Except for humans. Humans are pretty rare.
Those are
Okay, no,
strangers.
so I would say, how big is the community of Bigwater? Don't worry, Josh. This is a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
I'll let Josh answer that.
All right.
Who a million strong, all warriors.
I
how
trust
many?
him.
Oh, how many?
Yeah.
Yeah, just-
Probably as of now, this tribe is around after the fucking bears didn't go well. Probably around like 500.
10.
500. Okay. So let's say that 100 Dragonborn show up, shipwrecks near the mountains, and they end up in the tunnels. They would be kind of garbed in, I would say, like
Multicolored
Eastern,
robes. Yeah, no.
kind of like think like old like samurai armor, like Eastern flavored, like Edo period.
Ooh.
And that they are received very well. That they're looked at as a boon from Tiamat to help the kobolds in their time of
Fuck.
strife.
He's bolstering the kobolds. He's bolstering the kobolds.
2 arms.
I'm murdering the marble quarry.
Oh my god.
God, if you thought those kobolds were gonna take our jobs, look at these big fucking dudes with fucking armor.
Giant kobolds now.
All right.
And just to add a bit more flavor to that as well, I would say that they're pretty intelligent. That these would be like, I don't know, like warrior monks. I mean, like very, very well educated people, so they would know how to.
How to reinforce a tunnel, maybe.
Yeah, like,
Not how to drive a fucking ship though.
Yeah.
structurally would know how to like build better homes and things that would be more stable.
So in this world, Japan exists and it's full of Dragonborn. I got you.
Okay. All right.
Humans are the myths.
So this is gonna be a busy turn.
Japanaborn.
So, Will, how does the small inn in the middle of the plains resolve?
Oh, it's a fucking disaster. Like, barely anyone wanders by. Like, it's not even the way that people get from place to place. Like even look where it is. Like, why would you take such a roundabout route to get around? But thankfully, the backer is just loaded with cash, right? Like, just there's these like 6 angel investors who just keep pouring money into it and just don't pay any attention. So it's fine. It can just subsist and it's a very low key inn in the middle of nowhere.
Do they serve porridge instead of stew?
And they serve
right.
porridge instead of stew.
All right, so
They hire a very fancy marketing director who has a lot of buzzwords about Twitter.
how do the Leonin nomads fortify themselves? How does that work out?
Guns.
Yeah, you know, it's not like there's a lot of wood out there. You know, so most of what they build is like clay, mud, adobe style kind of stuff, and so you know they build some pretty basic walls. You know, nothing super thick or anything, but you know they're able to kind of circle, you know, the entirety of the encampment of the handful of tribes that exist there, and they you know set up guards and you know try and defend themselves from further attacks from apparently the people who are just looking for a cure, but.
Adobe.
All right, and Alec, what do you want to do for your action? Discover something new, hold discussion, start a project.
I want to start a hold on. I want to start a discussion, but I got to think about how to word it properly.
Okay.
They're I want to start a project of the tunnels caving in. I'm kidding. No, I want to start a discussion on that the rift divers who come back are noticeably different.
Ooh.
Personality wise and just general behavior, and nobody can exactly figure it.
The people who DA already established that the ones who were there for for what was short on our plane, but a long period of time in that plane are physically different. They're 12 years older. You're already saying that the ones who are in there for successful trips for, you know, whatever couple hours are noticeably different?
No, just the ones that anybody who comes back is noticeably different personality wise and just general behaviors. It's kind of like how you meet somebody and like they're unsettling to you. Is the general vibe that the longer that they're back in this realm, that people will understand.
And how is that? Is that a question? You gonna start a question or start a discussion on that?
Start a discussion. That state.
Okay. So you ever notice that everybody who comes back from the Fate portals they're just weird? Something's off about them.
Well, if you're gonna go up to a far-off land, having to deal with unspeakable dangers, surely it's reasonable for them to come back a little shell-shocked and, you know, possibly suffering from some degree of stress disorder.
There's a difference between shell-shocked and completely changing who you are as a person. They're dangerous.
Look, you know, they signed up for this. They're getting what they asked for. We're getting the building materials we need. I think it's win-win.
Hey, I want to let my kid go to school with one of those portal children, if you ask me.
I'm with you. Something seems off about them. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something ain't right.
We don't even know where they're going anyway.
All right. So
we establish hatred against everyone in this world. Every person hates
just
every
like
other
real
person.
life.
Even the most self-sacrificing people,
everyone hates everyone.
are still revived.
All right, Chris.
I did a good thing.
That was a good one. All right, Chris. A project finishes early. Why? What led to its early completion? Or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential of all around them. Start a new project. Current projects in progress are just the kobolds moving into the temple.
Which I think finishes at the end of your turn anyway.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
But if you finish it early, you get to take control of the outcome.
If you do this to me again, I will fucking drive out there and end you.
No.
Oh my god.
Start a new project?
Why didn't we get this opportunity?
Start a new project.
Okay.
He's gonna fortify the temple against me.
Well, technically the Dragonborn are already there.
Laugh because it's true.
All right. Let's take the people from Panacea to go find the fields of grain.
Okay. Benassi is
Oh.
sending out an expedition to go find the fields of grain.
They have to pass through the Cobalt territory now.
Benassi
Oh.
to find fields of grain. How long is that going to take?
That's not too far. Let's give him 2 weeks.
All right, Josh. What happens when the kobolds move into the temple?
Keep the
All
fucking
right.
gnomes out.
So, I believe
So I'm going to
the
say one thing
Dragonborn
is
are
that
also with them, right?
the kobold housing moves from scarcity to abundant.
Yeah, I guess whenever I was saying that, I thought they were already there. So can I do an addendum that says that they kind of meet them on the journey up there?
Yeah, I figured that's kind of how it was going to
That's
work.
how I
They
read
were
it.
they
Okay.
were like helping him move in and like
Right,
saw
yeah.
the first few get there and they were
Move the
helping them fortify and
mattresses,
stuff.
bed frames through weird corners. Yeah.
I mean, so realistically, kobolds turned to the thing that they knew best, which was tunnels and everything else. They're really great at digging, and I mean it's a mountainside. Unless there's a rock slide, it doesn't seem like anything bad's gonna happen. So using the temple itself as the equivalent of their city hall, so to speak. They started tunneling and burrowing all around and created tunnels that went straight to the large tunnel that goes in between, so there's a nice entryway.
Okay.
With the help of the Dragonborn, who ended up integrating into the society.
So I
there's a
made
lot
the
of wood from
town.
the
I made
shipwreck.
the original camp called Bigwater because that's what kobolds tend to do. Is just two simple things: a descriptor and a description.
Big mountain.
So what is this city called? New Campment, or have they been uplifted by the smarter Dragonborn and actually made a name for it, not just something simple like Big Mountain?
Big Mountain's a great name.
Olin Mountain.
Let's say that the Dragonborn influenced the name of the new encampment, and
To Cobalt
they
Home.
they loved it for one thing. It's called Tiamat's Refuge, and
Oh,
kobolds
fuck.
went nuts at the name of Tiamat.
One
and
of us
said,
can just
"That's it."
discover Tiamat in this world. Like, well, I found Tiamat sitting on a rock. Like, I
And then we
discovered
have a
Tiamat
second.
in the square of Lutan.
We have a second session 0 because the world fucking ends.
All right, Chris. What's your action?
We are.
Also, this is a joke. This says your turn should take 2 to 3 minutes to complete. In what fucking world is it going to take 2 or 3 minutes to complete?
I'm sure if
this?
none of us talked except the person who was going through it and they just ran through it. Like the 50th time you do this, you're probably like, yep, there's water. Yep, there's sand. Yep, there's spices.
Mm-hmm.
The game is technically also for 2 to 4 people, so
True.
Yeah, but
without as
it's based on cards. It shouldn't take any longer, right? There's only so many
Yeah.
turns regardless of the number of players. But
Yeah,
we
but
just
less
we
ideas
talk.
or less.
Yeah, we talk a lot in between turns too
Mhm.
because we all have to make our jokes.
I would like to discover a river if that's possible.
Absolutely.
What? Land features?
Yep, it's gonna be pretty big, but we're going
Runs
to...
right through
Is this
Lutan.
a river that's always been there, or one that was just appeared, or
No, I mean it's always kind of been there.
it's always been there and just now being discovered?
Yep, but the
Right through the
Leonin needs.
center of Calperia.
I didn't put it through the center. I whipped it around it, but
So it goes
you need.
it goes around the north of Calvaria, and Calvaria is kind of
Yeah.
nestled into its.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
correct,
You
okay.
need. I
Can't
mean,
drop
the
the right
Leonin need a water source. Calvaria needs a water source. The Fields of Grain need a water source. So
Makes
And
sense.
these guys all love that salt water.
What's the name of the river? What's the name of the river?
it's the Nylon River.
Full of plastic. Yeah.
The
Tastes kinda
microwaves
weird.
Don't
get
flush your
everywhere.
shower beads.
So like like just like that, and why?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now it's my turn. All right. Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production, or summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest.
Read the room, Seth. Read the room.
Food.
I'm going to say that the people of the Marble Quarry, coming back from their expedition to the Spire, want to know more about what's in there. So they're going to ready a larger force this time to go and take on whatever creature that they heard in there and try to actually gain entrance into it. Because, being stonemasons by trade, it's stone spire is very interesting to them. So they're going to continue to explore that.
Would you say that Emer, the Loxodon, is with him?
No, maybe not.
I changed his name. Do you think I was joking when I said my character's name is Genghis Khan?
I just looked at your character sheet. So.
Oh, that's probably I
The old
changed it
one.
in there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
the
an
old
old
one.
one.
And I'd say with, gearing and training and the expedition out there and like gathering, I mean, this is going to take a pretty long time. So I'm going to say this takes 5 weeks to get everything prepared and actually get there and do the job and come back. All right. Gnomes of Panacea finding fields of grain has moved down to 1. And then I am going to also discover something new. And I'm going to say where there's an abundance of water in this area and it's all kind of trapped, the area that actually connects Calvera to the Tiamat's Refuge is a massive swamp. It's just absolutely covered with.
Man, how did this trade route ever establish itself?
Maybe they traded by sea because it's faster than going to the
Yeah,
mountain.
they went up the river. Yeah.
My lizard folk enjoys the swamp. Thank you.
So I don't know how I'm gonna draw the swamp, but
I think based off what you said, Will, it didn't.
Yeah, I just say there is no trade route.
it's just
They built a tunnel and they're like, fuck, there's swamp on the other side.
Nothing ever goes right for the kobold.
And with with the fact that Calvera is rests in the skull of a giant, titanic beast, this swamp is also full of just kind of death and decay. It's just, anything that kind of wanders in there just kind of dies, and it's hard to navigate through. So we're gonna call it just
Fire swamp.
No, it can't be green because it's impossible to fucking see. Dread swamp. Real simple. We'll say the kobolds named it. Alright.
So.
And Will.
Yeah,
2 more turns left in the summer.
talk to me.
Alright. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unintended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it and how does it go away?
I'm going to introduce a mystery because it's kind of like a discovery that I was gonna put together anyway. So, an undiscovered corner of the map. So we're gonna say northeast of Calvaria, way up there. There is a staircase leading down, and it goes down like 50 stories, like this stone staircase. And at the very, very bottom is an open coffin. And no one knows anything about it. There's no settlements nearby. There's no remnants of settlement. There's no reason that a cairn would be here, nor would there be a reason that it would be 50 stories down.
Okay.
So it was discovered by people from Calvaria, and no one knows why.
And
Was there a dwarf named Barden? Did he say these stairs go down?
are they like man-made stairs or is that like a
Yep,
cut in the
man-made
stone?
stairs. Yeah, no, this was a crypt that someone made.
And does
Uh,
the stone look like it was cut into the earth, or does it look like they were laid into the?
No, they were laid.
Okay.
Like, this was a completely man-made thing in the middle of nowhere.
Staircase. Okay.
Any projects finish?
Yeah, I'm just finishing the notes on this one. At the bottom is a open coffin. Projects that finish. The gnomes of Panacea make it to the fields of grain. What happens? How does that resolve? That was Chris, right?
Yep. They find themselves a fertile plain, and
They become the rulers of this earth.
oh, they have a new trade, and they have food to sell and distribute, and have a new settlement to make as well.
Okay, so they make
Become farmers.
a farming community up there.
If my turn came quicker, I was actually going to have Calvaria start heading that way too, because I figured that would be fun if they both showed up at the same time.
Everybody
They-
murder each other.
They are now a breadbasket.
Yeah.
What is this this farm called? Does it have a name? New Panacea?
No, absolutely not.
Panera.
Yeah, Elixir. Mega Elixir.
No.
Hyper potion.
Feel free. We can have Will finish his turn while you come up with a name.
All right. I'll do that.
Will, discover something new. Hold discussion. Start a project.
I'm going to start a project. So the oppressed minority of this world, humans and their ilk, are going to try to resettle Bigwater now that it's been abandoned by the kobolds. And we're going to rechristen it in the fashion of their people, Bigger Water.
Best water.
Okay, now is that a project?
That's a project. Yeah, I'm going to say that's a big project too. So we're going
Okay.
to put like 6 weeks on it.
Humans settling into Bigwater.
You basically just made New Orleans.
Okay.
Listen, it's unfit for anyone to live in, so we're gonna try to make it work. That's what people do.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's-
it.
yeah.
Like the desert, that's for us. Mountaintops, also for us.
Steph, I got a name whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Certus with a C.
Where are they called? Spell it. C.
Beertis.
Okay. I like it. All right, Chris, you get the last turn.
Oh boy.
And a contingent within the community demand to be heard. Who are they and what are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged? Why did they damage it? And is it permanent?
Ooh.
Them kids off my lawn.
Yeah, so the remnants of Stephanie's little oppressed alliance that she put together are like unhappy with the new smelter that's been created. It's just like polluting everything. It's really noisy. And so like during the night, they kind of gathered together and like went there and just started like kind of like smashing it a bit, just like kind of trying to like knock it out of commission. And
Eco-terrorists.
they certainly did some damage. I think it's certainly like reparable. Like they don't know how it works. They were never like trained on it, so they didn't necessarily like know like what to damage or anything. But it's certainly going to knock it out of commission for a little while.
Dump
Okay.
it in the ocean.
Just so you know, I'm murdering all the lions in the world.
Hey, these are the
Literally-
people in Lutan.
Literally everyone.
This has nothing to do with the
Nope.
land.
Nope. You attacked me, I'm attacking you.
It's
Okay.
not the
All the
spirit of how this works. Will.
Nope. It is literally how the game is played, my friend. All the lions are going down.
Take a contempt token.
All right. So
I
nothing.
throw a pile of contempt tokens down.
So
These
nothing
people
resolves.
saw-
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say like these people just like saw this machine as like another tool of oppression against them because they weren't allowed to be trained on it. The people who are making the money off of it by like they're building like weapons and stuff and like why do we need more weapons in our community? all
For
kinds of-
weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Okay. So none of the projects resolve.
I missed it. Was that a project, a discussion, or
Nothing. It was
That was
his,
just
it was
the
his card.
oh,
Yeah.
So
Was
his
it project
choice
discussion? It was a fuck you
was
card.
Yeah, it was.
a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged? Why did they damage it? And is it permanent? So it's not permanent, but they have vandalized the smeltery. Okay, so Chris, your action.
They continue to break the smelter.
curse.
In response to the riot, the council or whatever governs Lutan, holds like an emergency session, and someone puts forth that we need more soldier. We need more soldiers in the streets. We need more people patrolling. We need to feel safer in our city. It's a discussion.
Okay.
Safe enough. Just kids.
Yeah, we need more people that are going to murder more Stephanies. That what we're going to do? Take people out of their homes, check their papers? Sure.
I live right behind that smelter, and I have not been able to stop coughing for the last 3 months. It is just like disastrous.
You can move.
I
With all
can't
this-
move.
With all this
I can't
talk,
afford the new rent.
I mean, we're worried about the wrong threat here. The armies of Ilgorset are still out there, and we're worried about the Lutan government. Like,
Seth's like, pull it back, guys. Pull it back in.
Shut up, old man. That stuff isn't real.
Darling, you're worried about the wrong thing. We need the guns to protect ourselves from the bears. We need them. We cannot ruin the smelter. We need it.
What about those coming back from the portal?
What
Okay,
about the bigger water and the gnomes in Panacea? We need the guns, darling. We need the guns.
If these brigands have taught us anything, it's the guns from the smelter that are going to help defend us against them. We need more smelters.
All right.
for Stephanie. Destroy the smelter.
No, darling, we need the smelter. You're so confused. You're very confused.
How
Just
many,
run the smelter. Run the smelter.
how many more of our youth must we throw into these cursed portals to get more lumber to fuel these smelteries?
All of them, darling. All of them. We need more of this
Why
guns.
is no
Kill
one
that
thinking of
man.
the children? Think of the children.
No, don't kill me. I'm wonderful. Do not kill me.
all right.
Can I stab somebody in a discussion?
All right. Nope.
The
We're ending
smelter runs on
session.
clean coal.
All right.
I don't understand.
So that is the end of summer. So we now have
Winter is coming. It's Game of Thrones game. He turned it.
so we now have
Ball.
a giant
Yep,
beast
ball.
roaming near the bed and breakfast out there, the Blades and Brews. Bigger water is forming.
Bigger water.
The Belfs are still expecting a duel that they did not get. We have now a new swamp and a new river. The Leonins have fortified or starting to fortify in their area. Kobolds moved into their new home. We now have Dragonborn who are also living with them. Fields of grain. Oh yeah, we got to put a new city up there so we don't forget. So we'll say.
What was the name again? Cetane? Something like that.
that
Certus.
was Certus.
Do we know what the beast looks like?
It is a big four-legged beast with thousands of eyes.
Yeah,
or hundreds
tons of eyes. Yeah.
It's just an attraction. It's why you go to the Blades of Brews.
Blazing Bros, yeah, you wait for it to wander by, yeah.
Let's see.
They got a big window you can watch.
Things that are unresolved are Calvaria is still looking for a cure for disease for their sick leader. The kobolds, I feel, are always in a shaky position. The Fey Portal people are acting kind of weird. The people of the Marble Quarry are sending up an expedition to the Spire. This wasteland is just here. Nothing's really happened with it yet, but that's there. So yeah.
There's a crypt in the middle of nowhere.
Crypt in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, you gotta put that on the map, Will. Yeah. Let's put. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Stairs.
And every city has tons of unrest.
So we
On the
have
verge of breakdown.
3 options. We can call it and pick it up next time. We can keep going until 11:30 and just see where we get to. Actually, those are the 2 options.
We could keep going until 11.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I'm,
it's this kind of
I'm-
thing where we
I'm
can,
chill with
yeah,
it.
we can stop in the middle like pretty easily. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see where everybody was feeling. All right.
Yeah.
so
Also,
let's-
Seth, dude, great fucking idea. This has been so much fun.
Yes, this has
I've
been
enjoyed
fantastic.
this so much.
I'm glad.
It's
I
true,
was I was a little bit
Let's-
nervous about how it was going to go. It was a little slow at first, but I feel like everybody's going to jump on board.
And
It's not-
also,
Yeah,
if something
I-
goes
Just
wrong-
it's
I realized that I hate everybody here. So thank you for that.
Hey,
No,
I
it's-
did something to help you.
It's true.
Don't worry
It's true,
about the growling.
except for you. Except for you.
Oh, we're good.
You and Chris B. Everyone else can go fuck yourselves.
I legit
What have I
almost
done
want to
to
make a
harm you
new
this game?
character to
I
like.
haven't done anything to harm you.
You didn't help either. You sat back and watched this ugly happen.
All right.
Kobolds are terrible. We got to ruin them.
So as autumn approaches, just a reminder, there are 24 turns left or 26 turns left, so less
Allegedly.
discoveries and more resolutions and world building is what these are kind of geared towards. So jump in.
The very last turn, I'm gonna put a volcano right in the middle of the world.
So we get to
And
start
then
with,
that's where Tiamat is. Let's go.
we get to start
yeah.
with Josh. Harvested here, and it is plentiful. Add an abundance, or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map.
That.
Fucking removed.
Bigger water is not a threat. Those lions.
I don't know.
though.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
kind of looks very threatening right there.
Panacea. Those no, I heard those gnomes talking shit about you guys.
Tidal wave round 2. Let's go.
So does the abundance have to be food related?
No.
Cool.
I mean, let's be honest. There's no abundance of food coming in here.
One of the things that I wanted to do anyway. So the kobolds realizing that, it was going to be, winter in the fucking mountains, and knowing how cold it can get, and also realizing that, wood is a scarcity, decided they wanted to begin digging for coal, and boy, did they find it. So we're gonna have
Okay.
an abundance of coal, and
Like a
hopefully
Minecraft
something.
game. Yeah.
Pretty much, yes. But something that they can also contribute to the Lutan war efforts, and will allow them to maintain a position of trade.
Cool. All
Bean
right.
coal.
Nothing resolves. What do you want?
I don't
to do
know.
for action?
We got some fuel. That's some resolution right
Yeah.
there.
I meant projects.
I know. Well, it was going to be either a project discovery for that. So let me see. I feel like Lutan really needs to make some expeditions to find wood.
Yeah. Probably.
Has this area up here been explored?
I don't know. Has it?
No, nothing north of the Spire. Yeah.
So I don't want to make it a discovery because I feel like it's too cheap just to say we discover wood. But
Doing
I
it
would
all
like
night.
yeah, but I mean it's like clearly like a huge issue that we've had. So
Yeah.
I'd like to make it into a project of like actually searching for, suitable woodlands, preferably oaks that can be utilized. So I don't know, call that about a 4-week, journey expedition in the hopes of finding wood, and maybe nothing will come of it. But that's what I would like to do.
So I'm gonna interrupt and say Annette would be proud, as here just made me a
Oh my god.
banana
Chocolate and marshmallow. banana. Oh my
croissant.
god.
Oh my god.
So-
Is that a thing
Hell
she
yeah.
came up with on her own?
It
or...
is, and then I said Annette would be proud. She's like, "Oh shit, you're right."
Jesus. It's an epidemic.
All I have
Alright.
to say is, where is mine?
So come up.
And drive up to New Hampshire.
All right, project
okay,
to
go.
what? Get more lumber.
Yeah.
Lumber. We'll call it the
Wasabi chips.
Northern Lumber Expedition. And how long do you say it was going to take?
I think a 4-week journey.
'Kay.
And possibly after it's discovered, another project to set something up. But at least finding it, I think 4 weeks.
Okay. All right. Yay. You have. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who and what was the warning? Or somebody issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is the warning? Start a continuous project that relates to it. Oh, by the way, one thing that we still haven't addressed is the looming shadow that keeps appearing over Calvaria.
I don't want to address it. I selfishly would like the looming shadow to stay forever.
I want to address it in the game, so that's why I did it. So
Good. Hold on.
A gnomish hot air balloon. I resolved it.
it'd be
So
it'd be really boring if we resolved all the issues before we got into the game. Everyone's great.
I would say that a prophetic, a particularly proficient fortune teller, weeks upon weeks ago, foresaw harm coming to the royal family Calvaria, and despite his many years of meaningful service, was shunned by the nobles' court, and through his continued attempts to lay warning to the royal family, he was later exiled from Calvaria and exiled into the Dread Swamp.
Yo, can this be the same guy that Seth had earlier? It would be perfect.
Yeah, there was, if you can, if you want, there was Dugald, the old man, rambling about his past life of doing crimes in the Ilgorsian army.
Sure thing.
Okay. So he was actually
It took a while. It took 2 seasons.
Yeah.
fortune teller. Yeah, perfect. Cool.
It's in a world where we can cross the earth in 6 weeks. It was a
Yeah.
really long time.
That's the Earth. The Earth.
All right. See, nothing else resolved. So what do you want to do for an action?
Honestly,
Discovery,
I would
discussion, or project?
Dance party.
I would like to discover the lands to the west of Belf City. I would say that so is this like the whole world, or is it just like the known worlds?
It's like the New England kind of thing where it's like,
Okay.
yeah, there's stuff that exists, but like
The only part that matters.
the only part that matters to this small group of people, because
Right.
communication
What's happening in
is
Texas.
pretty short ranged in this world.
So I would say that a flock of birds never before seen come up from the land the lands like nope, that's not the cursor I wanted to select. From like the lands down there. And never before seen birds suggest that there might be a wholly new ecology that has yet to be seen.
Okay. What?
Wait, where did you draw that?
He hasn't. He hasn't.
West of Belf
Just gonna
City.
Draw it for him real quick. With my beautiful birds.
Those are very nice waves. Birds.
Birds.
No,
Look like giant owls.
They just have the weirdest looking beaks that just
Burbs.
you think that they're used for cracking open nuts, but nuts are such a rarity that surely for a flock this size to have shown up, that there must be some really plentiful food source from where they originated.
Crustaceans.
Are they small? Are
say-
they large?
I would say I was thinking like the size of a toucan, to be honest.
Okay, so toucan size. Okay.
Toucan City.
All right, so let's draw again. Alec. A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of a project, but don't modify the project die. When it resolves, you will now be responsible for telling the community how it went. Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
The world is
current
scarce.
projects in progress are the Loxodon army going to the Spire to kill the monster, humans settling into Big Water, and
Bigger.
Northern Lumber Expedition. It's not bigger water yet. It's still Big Water until they settle it.
Calvaria resolved.
What?
Calvaria resolved. Trying to find the cure.
That was never a project. That was just a.
It's just a thing that's
That was
happening.
the thing that was happening. Yep.
It was a reason.
Sorry, it's the Spire, Big Water, and what else?
Northern Lumber Expedition. So Lutan is sending people up north of the Spire to look for a new source of lumber. Since the treaty with the Belfs went south.
I guess let's do the Spire.
Okay.
So, and the goal of the Spire was to go there and
Kill the
kill the
monster?
monster?
Yeah. And basically establish a stronger presence there because, there seemed to be unresolved information that was held there.
I would say that the God, fuck, that's hard. I really want to leave that for a fucking mystery.
No, I'm gonna do that in the game. Derail that mission so we can play it in the game.
Okay. I'll say that the mission had mixed results.
Okay.
They put eyes on the monster. They know what it is, how it fights, but a small fraction of the people returned. One of the boons was that they found another item that seems like it would be beneficial with more research.
Okay. And what does the monster look like?
Ethereal in nature. Seems like traditional weapons don't really affect it that much. Magic is necessary to kill it.
Bullets do no damage.
So
Alts.
that one also happened to resolve this turn, so that would have been you anyway. So I'm going to count that as the resolution for that, as well as the change in nature.
Okay.
All right. And what do you want to do for a action?
So in Tiamat's refuge while they were mining, and this would be a discovery, I guess. The farther that they dig down, they find a face carved within a floor that speaks.
Okay.
What language does it speak?
Furbog. My name is Nostrid.
My name is Nostrid.
Tiamat would speak Draconic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Draconic.
Oh, damn, why don't we just invite Tiamat to this world? My god, guys.
Hey, if you're gonna shit on the kobolds that much, they're gonna get the most difficult enemy in the game to back them. It was between that and finding a circus group that was called Glaive and Sunder, like Dave and Buster's.
All right.
I would have taken that.
So we have Chris.
You got.
Okay, sorry. I'm just making sure these cards weren't in order. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of a community, or conflict flares up among community members. As a result, a project fails. projects in motion are Human Settling into Big Water and Northern Lumber Expedition.
Said introduce a dark mystery.
Mhm.
We haven't done anything with those Leonin that are just sitting over there quietly.
Minding their own business.
Yeah.
Hang themselves from oppressors. Yeah, you know.
Dark mystery.
Batman.
Cannibal Leonins.
No.
Lycanthropic Leonin. But like the reverse kind, they just turn to a lion.
That's not a dark mystery. I want a dark mystery, and that's a perfect place to do it. It's just it's like a blank slate right now. Even though magic is scarce in this land, there is 0 among the Leonin, which kind of forces them to be a little bit more militaristic and rely on weapons and know-how. There's no magic, there's no clerics, there's no healers, there's no druids, wizards, anything, even the rarity among those people.
Okay.
Yo,
All
but that's
fighters.
false. Every time someone gets healed, they get a 1/1 counter. I don't understand.
Okay. Projects move forward. Nothing resolves yet. And what is your action?
I don't know. I want more water. Discover a lake.
Okay.
Sorry, I know it's boring. I just can't
No, I'm with you.
think of anything else, and there's just not a lot of water on the map, and it's really bothering me.
I'm with you. I want to like get more stuff too.
No, that's good.
Arch, sorry, I'm trying to. We wanted to draw. Sorry, not doing what I wanted to do. Arch, like blue, please.
I mean, the forest obviously needs to be fed with water, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the
I was
forest-
going down there. That's where I was putting a lake, actually. It's a square lake. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Is that a thing? Do you want it to be a square lake?
Yeah.
'Kay.
It's called Square Lake.
Okay.
Great Square Lake.
Those goddamn bears.
They just love their straight lines.
Corners are great.
Okay. I like it. All right, my turn. The community works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early, or the group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and finds something that had been previously overlooked. All right, both of our projects are going to end this turn anyway, so I'm not going to do that. Previously
It was overlooked some wood.
Another
Food,
forest.
wood,
Another
water,
giant monster.
any
that
kind of fresh water besides Square Lake.
An underground.
Hey, what's
mushroom
wrong with Square
cavern.
Lake? And I
No,
put a
An
river on
underground
there.
mushroom cavern. Are they glowing blue mushrooms?
No, they're just richly fibrous and can be used as a substitute for.
Oh, I gotta put a horde of mushrooms out there.
All right, I'm gonna do this. So the spire, when it was first discovered, it was kind of a cloudy day, so it just looked like this really tall spire. But as the Minotaur and the other thing that I'm never gonna remember the name of,
Loxodon.
Loxodons, are kind of doing their expedition out there. It's a clear day, and as they look up, the spire goes up seemingly infinitely, As far as the eye can see, until the sun kind of makes it hard for them to continue to look at it, the spire just never stops. And they have no idea why or how it could possibly be like that.
There's like a million fantastic one-shot like
Yep.
things in this world.
Do we
Yeah.
live on a spherical world?
We're flat earthers. Stop it.
Yeah, it's absolutely flat Earth. Look at what we're working with here.
No, we're living on the inside of a spherical Earth.
Ooh.
Okay.
We're in a ring world. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's. So I'm gonna.
Just like, can you imagine the rotational velocity at the very end of that tower versus the base?
Can you imagine a portal to another dimension where people get to jump through and find wood and stuff?
Nah, that's too weird.
Um.
We're playing deeply grounded physics fantasy game.
Oh, okay. Where's my notes? So, Spire is infinite. Projects. Okay. Humans settle into Big Water. How does that resolve?
So humans from all over this land, swimmingly, yes. You know, the oppressed minority that they are, band together to rebuild Bigger Water. And it's a, you know, it's a reasonable city, right? Like they use a lot of the resources on hand already, to do so. And, you know, we'll say that they are poised for bigger things, but right now I'd say that's all I can reasonably expect from one project. So we'll say they are established at this point.
Okay.
We'll say they had very, very good success. So almost all humans from across this land pulled their way to Bigger Water.
Racists.
Can I put a token of contempt if I just am racist towards humans?
They are the oppressed minority. You can't be racist against them.
That's exactly why I can be racist.
Who said they were being oppressed?
It happened all over the map. I heard it a million times.
I remember hearing kobolds being oppressed. I don't remember shit about humans. Just saying.
All right. So, would you say that the kobolds gain a modicum of respect for them for maintaining the name and respecting the origin of the city?
I mean,
They didn't. They called it Bigger Water. Absolutely fucking not.
Oh my god.
It's not your turn, Josh.
I'm gonna leave it up to Josh though, because I feel like it's his deal to tell us how the kobolds feel. So we'll say that they do not. They consider it an affront that we moved in and we did it better.
Okay.
So,
All right, Josh.
we made it. We made it work.
Northern Lumber Expedition.
I'm gonna say that they were successful in finding a forest. We'll say that they had to actually go through a small mountain range, and on the other side of the mountain range was a forest. Can I draw? Which the mountain range will hopefully explain why it is. No one knew there was a forest up here. But why won't you let me draw?
You gotta do freehand on the little.
Are you going for like a Michael Crichton Lost World kind of a deal? Where it's just like this forest nestled in between treacherous mountains?
It's just like, one range that like, kind of comes up like north of the spire, and then and then the other side of that is just luscious forests. And they'll say that now that they know that there's a forest there, they began an encampment so that they could make a lumber yard and start getting stuff to Luton.
Okay. All right, and what is it?
And we'll say that the expedition was actually led by humans. They knew where to go.
Holy shit! Still my turn.
They're all in Bigger Water.
All right.
How do you think you guys got the wood for building Bigger Water?
Is it a human kobold alliance?
No.
Listen, we can take all these fuckers on.
I'm gonna start a project, and the people.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do. The people of Caveria are going to venture into the swamp to find a cure for the disease that's plaguing their leader.
Cool. I want to check down in that crypt. Something going on down there.
And I think that's gonna take, since it's right there. That's gonna take 2 weeks. All right. All right. Will's turn.
How many weeks we got left on this season?
7.
7. Okay.
Not including this one. The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one? Why? And then choose one. They decide to take more time to ensure that the project is absolutely perfect. Add 3 weeks added to the project die. Or they drop everything and work only on that. All other projects fail. If there are no projects underway, add a scarcity born of idleness. It's a complicated card.
Isn't there only one project right now, though?
There is.
Only
It
one
is
option.
looking for the cure.
Hey,
If there's only one option too, or there's 2 options for one thing though. It's basically project go up, project go down.
It's project take longer because it's going to be absolutely perfect when it completes, or
Yeah.
every other project fails because they're going to work on only this project.
Wait, I thought looking for a cure wasn't a project.
I just made it a
We
project.
just
last
made
night.
it
It became project.
Oh yeah, so, shit. Sorry.
I mean, I guess project go fast. Like they're gonna rush it.
Well, there's
Or it
no
doesn't-
there's no fast.
There's no other projects. Well, I'm gonna do long then. Fuck it, because there's no.
Okay.
It feels cheap to just make it go faster because there's no other projects. So they're gonna make sure it's perfect. They really want to find that right mushroom or whatever the fuck they're looking for. So
Okay. So it's now going to take 5 weeks instead of 2. Okay.
gonna kill
So
that
then that goes down to 4
He's
because the
gonna die.
projects go down. And Josh, what's your project or what's your action?
wait, it's
me?
Will's turn.
Well, yeah.
Will, sorry.
So I think bigger water. They learned a lot about the kobolds in this rebuilding. They're feeling very close, and they're going to send out a diplomat to Tiamat's refuge in order to set up friendly relations. Right, they're both oppressed peoples of this world, and they need to band together. So they're going to send a diplomat out.
Okay. And how long is that going to take?
My scale's way off. 2 weeks? It's just walking. I don't know.
Okay.
Like it took 6 weeks to build a whole city, so I feel like 2 weeks is
Okay.
reasonable.
Well, the city may not be built yet. They're just living
Yeah,
there already.
I mean,
Listen,
are you
man.
okay with 2 weeks?
No, I think 2 weeks is perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So, Chris. All right.
Am I gonna get another shitty one?
No, this is another one that could potentially fuck the kobolds. So, a natural disaster strikes the area. Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and a project fails. Or, you focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people will die as a result.
Several
Oh.
unnamed people.
I guess the kobolds necessarily have no projects going on, so it's not really going to affect them too much.
I mean, we have the abundance of coal, so
True, but you don't have any.
save.
You don't have any
I
projects
guess
to
that's
fail.
Man, who do I want to hit with a natural disaster though?
Volcano, meteor,
The
I don't know,
people in
the
this
kaiju.
The Leonin.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
No,
you
I mean
could-
a natural disaster strikes either way. It's just how I want it to I want things to happen as a result of that.
Obviously, a crab kaiju comes out of the dread swamp to attack the Leonin.
Just saying, Marble Quarry's pretty close to the ocean.
Yeah, but the
no,
ocean.
the
ocean.
Leonin are pretty exposed to the elements too.
It is true.
Name all your SimCity disasters. Go.
The giant monster. Oh shit, goes on a rampage. Oh yeah, no, that's actually absolutely what happens. The giant monster that has been roaming around the plains that everyone has believed is docile suddenly just something has provoked it and it storms through Panacea.
No.
Oh god.
Fucking no.
No one likes gnomes. It storms through Panacea and
How does
They-
that
We
affect one of the...
friendly.
So how does that affect one of the projects? Covariant looking for a cure and humans sending a diplomat to the kobolds, or nothing happens and Panaceans just die as a result.
Number 2.
No, it happened. It happened so suddenly that they don't really have time to prepare, and so they just. It's
Gnomes
number
are all
2.
dead.
Like they protect on focusing like their supplies because this is a world where everything is scarce. They've just discovered this like grain source up north, and so
They
they
have another home they can go to. It's fine.
gotta protect it, and so gnomes
Go
die,
ahead.
and that's it.
Okay.
Ah, poor docile creature, no longer docile.
And how much of the camp is destroyed, or the city is destroyed? Is it like just only a
How
couple people
big-
left, or
It's complete.
Like, I mean, how big is a city? Do we even
how big do you want it to be?
Panacea. So,
This
probably
is
I
a
mean,
really
you
big
You
monster.
do have to,
Yeah.
and you do have to think that the community is split right now because half
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them
yeah.
went to Certus to start the.
For sure. Like a
farm.
third or a half went up to Certus, so it would have been smaller than normal. It's not going to wipe out the whole town for sure.
One
But
lone survivor.
no, I mean, a good half of the people who are left are probably just like gone from collapsing rubble or the monster just like freaking out.
One small gnome named TikTok.
Does the beast just kind of go back to wandering the plains afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, he did like he's on a rampage and they just see him wander back off. Let's say,
Okay.
let's say south, just because I love the idea of him maybe wandering towards Blades and Brews, but he's
Never.
still like on a rampage as he goes away, so they don't. But no one hears of anything else happening, so.
Make
I
it
love
bigger.
now when we eventually have to wander into this middle area. There is a murderous monster in the middle somewhere.
Everything has to be dead.
I love it.
All right.
It's like Final Fantasy VI with that giant cactus that
Yeah.
just one-shots you.
Yeah. You walked into the wrong zone, motherfucker.
All right. Nothing resolves. What is your action?
Discover a whole new city right in the middle.
A sunken snake city of Yuan-Ti suddenly appears.
Discover AIDS.
Deep in the Marble Court. Keep looking back to the portal. There will be a discovery. In Square Lake, there is a mysterious shadow that moves below the lake that people see at night. It glows. Only at
That's
night.
awesome.
It's this glowing like shadow that moves beneath the lake.
Would
No
you
one
say
knows.
it's the
It's a
same
rectangular
size as the
shadow?
beast that just trampled Panacea?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Okay. Glowing.
Just bioluminescence.
It's a mushroom.
All right. Josh.
Okay.
Someone returns to the community. Who are they, and where did they go? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is, and what happened?
And too, I love that the one thing our area has is a surplus of giant monsters. And literally all over the fucking map. I'm sorry, Josh. Go on.
I'm thinking.
I mean, I put on some harmless birds.
Yeah, I know. You think they're harmless. It's giant owls, and they're out for
It
blood.
follows the lore. It follows the lore. Look at Calvaria, man. These are descendants, right?
Listen, giant monsters roam this earth. Whoever
thank
drew
you.
that did a
Okay.
great job, by the way.
Yes, thank you to
Great
whoever is
job, Seth.
Yeah, that's
Seth is smiling, so I knew it was
concentrating
him.
so hard on this.
Wow.
All right.
Nessie is in the Square Lake. Yeah.
I would like a body to be discovered in Belf City.
Okay.
do
And
it.
Good body.
Full of plague.
The duel guy, the guy that wanted the duel.
that's it. That's the guy who wanted the duel. It's the diplomat from the Elven City. He's found dead. He's found with, we'll say, his arms crossed and his sword under his arms, between his arms and his body, under a tree. And he has a stab wound through his chest. and nobody
purple
knows
worm
how he
poison.
died. Nobody knows, who killed him or anything, but he is found dead.
Okay.
Her name is Ladriel.
All right.
that is-
Human sending a diplomat to Cobalt resolves.
So it's extremely successful, right? I mean, I'm talking the kobold's language at this point, right? They've been oppressed for, I know, 1,000 years or however long this, 35 weeks, however long the extent of the creation of the world takes. So I mean, they're on board, right? We're not like allies at this point, but friendly terms have been set. Some trade, right? I offered them 100 gold or whatever happens in Civ 5, right?
They
where
gave me
you can get them.
shinies. We gave them coal.
Yeah, it was fake gold, but they didn't know the difference, so it was fine. So we'll say that the kobolds and the humans are allies in what happens moving forward, or at least on friendly
And
terms. Not allies, they're
how
on
do
friendly
the
terms.
how do the Dragonborn feel about all this?
I'd like to put a thing of contempt down.
That doesn't do anything, so it's fine. I'm gonna pull back all my own tokens of contempt and say the Dragonborn are thrilled.
Okay.
Right? They're the humans.
They were probably
are,
thrilled to speak to someone that had higher
an
intelligence than a kobold.
Yeah, intelligence over 8. So they were extremely happy about that. I promised that they can come live in bigger water on the side. So I made a secret secondary agreement with the Dragonborn. they can get out of the caves.
All right. Josh, action.
All right. I would like to discover an island.
Okay.
Or I guess a large landmass about right here.
Paradise Island.
Okay.
Landfall.
It is populated entirely by crabs.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum.
What's on the landmass is unclear. This was discovered by the ships coming from getting the lumber and bringing it back to Luton.
Is it something that we've explored this bay plenty, and never seen the island before, and now there's this big island here, or is it one that just appeared out of thin air? Basically, why
We'll
was
say-
it only just discovered now?
We'll say that around the island there were a lot of treacherous rocks and everything else, and generally any ships that were getting close enough that would have seen it never ended up returning back. And so now that we've had more of a reason to come up, to get the lumber, it's finally been realized that there were survivors from seeing this island, and so there's hopefully potential resources on the island if it were explored.
Okay. And what do you have a name for it, or do you want to come up with that in a minute?
I'll come up with it soon.
All right.
Bermuda.
Yay.
Bermuda.
All right.
A project finishes early. Which one and why? And there's currently only one project happening. The Culvarian's looking for a cure.
Oh,
But
right.
this one does have
extended it. You made
this
a
one
good
does have a
customer.
modifier on it that it is going to be wildly successful when it does complete.
Okay. So they do manage to locate a particularly interesting luminescent purple mushroom in the Dread Swamps. Now, having cleared a number of the local flora that have insisted on trying to eat the purple mushrooms first, they do manage to make a medication that doesn't quite cure the noble of all of his illness, but it does function as
as a means of keeping him alive, and for other uses as um, I mean, analog to casting Lesser Restoration as a potion, mechanically, however you want to call it.
Okay. So it's
And
like a healing potion essentially.
Restoration potion. of
Restoration
sorts.
potion, yeah.
Yes, and it repositions Calvaria's economy now with them essentially having close to exclusive access to the Dread Swamp, positioning them in a land of few healing magics as a diversified economical force other than just pure mining.
All right.
How wildly successful is that?
I like it.
Mhm.
All right, and there are no other projects happening, so what are you going to?
So I would actually like for the birds, the strange new birds have caught the eye of the elves in Belf City,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say that they've taken a small scout force of uh, bear elf cavaliers southwards
Fantastic.
to explore the potential source of these strange new birds.
This is a project.
This is a project.
Okay.
Uh,
And
I would say that this is probably a fairly difficult thing on account of them basically having to go on an extended fishing trip of sorts.
Mhm.
So I would put it at not 6 weeks but 5 weeks.
okay. All right.
Can we just make a note that Belf Cavaliers exist now? Like that's a thing that exists in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, they are obviously the dominant life form on this planet. Like elves that ride bears. Yeah.
Now you know why the kobolds wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Alec, the parish arrives. Who are they and why have they chosen your community and for what? Or, a small gang of marauders is making its way through local terrain. How many are there and what kind of weapons do they carry?
A parish as far as like a new like religious sect.
It doesn't really specify. It's
Yeah, whatever
the
you want it to
capital
be.
P parish. So, if you want it to be like a religious sect, I think that's a good jumping off point. But yeah, it doesn't really specify. So.
Would really love to keep doing stuff for kobolds. Like they just show up in fucking any city. They're just like, have you heard about Tiamat? So, I mean, like rift divers are a thing now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In spite of all warnings.
In spite of all the warnings.
Do is there like a god of magic, I guess, or just like not chaos in the form of like chaotic, but chaos in the form of just like everything magical?
Yeah. Will, help me out in the name.
Io.
No, I got you. Hold on.
It starts with a B, I think, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Hold on.
I always forget. It's also
I was being
spelled really weird.
selfish.
Beelzebub.
It's Beelzebub. It's hold on, I'm loading my spreadsheet. It's funny because I'll remember it 2 seconds. There you go. So I
Bokob.
remember it 2 seconds before I.
So
find it.
Bokob
Bokob?
is
Mokab.
the god of magic, arcane knowledge, balance, and foresight. He's also known as the uncaring lord of all magic and the archmagus of the deities. He's served by the mad demigod Zagig.
Perfect. Okay, so you said a pair shows up, and then what was the second part?
Who are they and why have they chosen your community and what for?
So out of the Fey portal off of one of the Rift jump runs, the group comes back with a parish of people coming preaching the word of the new god. And the closest community would be the the Marble Quarry. And they come talking about how to harness the chaos of the world, which is magic. and something that they have been told and now know of is not something that's easily controlled. And there would be a point of understanding, but also contention between the community and the quarry.
Okay. And what is their goal for coming to for that?
To teach this realm how to better control what is not controlled.
Okay. Projects go down, and what do you want to do for an action?
I'm gonna discover Glaven Sunders, a traveling circus troupe.
Okay.
You've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. There's a traveling circus group or circus group. Nothing interesting about them other than
It's gonna
that
be the
they're very.
whole fucking campaign.
There's the crux right there.
Where are they at though?
They travel.
Well, like where are
that
they
one
at right
discovered?
now? We discovered them.
Yeah.
You know what? Can we say that since Big Water has relentlessly made their home like livable, that they've realized that they have so many entertainers who aren't carpenters that they want to send them out as kind of a hello to the world and try to change the opinion on humans.
Okay.
Oh, the humans are just Mormons now. I like this. I like this twist.
We are gonna rule the world. Fuck. I'm on board.
Orlando.
See, I do my own people. I'm making everybody else great.
There you go. How's that?
Perfect. That's awesome.
Circus tent. Okay. So 3 turns left in autumn. Chris, the strongest among you dies. What caused their death? Or the weakest among you dies. Who is blamed for their death?
Where do we want to go?
It's okay. I'm sure I'm past due.
I mean,
kobolds are basically disposable anyway.
no.
You shut your whore mouth.
All the
Now we-
dragon. All
we
the
haven't-
dragon one day.
We haven't done anything in Lutan in a while. So I would say the strongest leader in Lutan dies, and the supporters of Stephanie are blamed.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so
shit.
one of the
Hell
one of
yeah.
the leaders, or
Yep.
Dies like under suspicious circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Like, throat slit in the middle
Wait,
of the night.
If
Assassin
it's a
just-
strong person, I think you actually get to explain how they died. If it's a weak person, you say who's blamed.
right.
So if it's a strong guy, you get to say exactly how it happened.
Oh, it was definitely an assassin in the night.
So the rebels of Stephanie assassinated them.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and let's see. that
Oh, they're
goes
like, we just
down.
want to protect you from this ancient evil. Can you guys please? God.
And what do you want to do for an action?
You're gonna start a project to kill the assassins.
No, Star Project kill the assassins. Who can we help out? Let's help somebody out here. Let's say the Leonin being all isolated over there starts a very militaristic culture and starts really building up their protection.
So they double down on
Yeah.
the protection that they started before.
Yeah, but we're talking like training, like good with arms.
Okay.
Is it like
Double
the
down on
montage from
martial
Mulan?
training.
Yes, absolutely that.
All right. How long does that take? Or how long is that going to take?
Oh, that's going to be 6 weeks at least.
Hey man, we're big strong cat men already. It's like a week. Just give us swoosh, swoosh.
It's a while to learn that shit.
All right, my turn. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas into motion. Start a foolish project.
Elf City, here we come.
Elf City 2.
More Belf, more city.
Electric Boogaloo.
Hmm. Um, let's see. All right, I'm just gonna do the first thing that came to mind. The rebels of the rebels of Stephanie are seeing this vacuum of power and going to try for a second time to put somebody into power. And they're successful, but they're not stealthy about it. They get somebody in, and people kind of know that it's them. There's like rumors and whispers, but it's like, it's like not confirmed, but not really denied either. There's just kind of like rumors among the people that it's a plant. And I'm gonna say this person. This is gonna be somebody named Iris. Is now among the leaders of Lutan.
Did you say they're among us? They're among us.
Among us?
Emergency meeting.
Too many tabs open. Where the fuck are my notes? There. All right, and project.
Last turn for me.
Decrease. Nothing resolves. And then I get to do a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a.
You're not gonna like
gonna...
Beth, you have to fix this. Come on.
No, I'm just trying to see what we can do. There's so many threads that have been sewn now that I'm trying to find what I want to mess around with. You know what? So the Belfs, they are naturally attuned with nature and with animals, and hearing about the rampaging beast attacking Panacea, they're going to send some animal tamers, animal handlers out to try to calm the beast and try to see what triggered it and see what was wrong with it, and try to prevent it from happening again. And I'd say that's going to be a pretty big task. So it'll probably take 4 weeks. Won't be long to find it. Just be long to study it and that kind of stuff. Okay. And then last turn for Will. Last turn of the season. A project finishes early. Which one and why? If there are no projects underway, boredom leads to a quarrel. A fight breaks out between two people, and what is it about?
Projects
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong season. I'm sorry. I accidentally scrolled on the instructions. What did I have? 8. Well, I read the wrong thing for mine too. I'm not gonna backtrack it now.
I'll go back, yeah.
Disease spread among the community. Choose one. You spend a week quarantining and treating the disease, or and Project Die or not reduced this week, or nobody knows what to do about it. Add a health and fertility as a scarcity.
Not only can no one find any food to eat, but also now we just can't have babies or health anymore. It's
I love this hellscape.
Yeah,
Projects that would be affected are the Belf Taming, Leonin Martial Training, and the Belf's Exploring South. Man,
Alright, so it's we either quarantine and projects are
Halted
slow
for a
down,
week.
or we can't find a cure, and what happens?
Um,
To be
Good
determined.
America
add
last
health
year
and scarcity add health and fertility as a scarcity.
All right. I think that sickness runs rampant in the marble quarry, right? We've already determined that they don't have like protection from the elements and things like that. And you know, there is a risk that it will spread, obviously, because that's a main exporter to the area.
Okay.
Did the
Would you say
disease
that
come?
this is did this come from
I mean, it could be from adventures into the Spire too, right? We don't know if it's magical in nature or a
or
health
from
concern.
the
Shut down the
or from the unresolved disease in Calvaria?
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
So it could have spread over, yeah. Obviously,
Okay.
they trade that marble all over the place.
So, and nothing can be done about it right now, so we're going to add that as a scarcity.
Yes.
Okay. So actually we're going to do this. Just moving, I forgot to move some of these around.
It'd be funny when Seth gets 6 new backstories. Like we had to
Honestly,
change our backstories.
that's kind of why I wanted everybody to just not go too crazy until this
Yeah.
happened, and then you can make some edits. Health and fertility are scarce. Okay. Projects. Nothing resolves. And what do you want to do as your final action for the night?
All right, so I got a weirder project. So we're so let's see who I want to send. So I guess the Lutan. Yeah, the Lutan are sending an expedition to the Wasteland. So there is a rumor that there is an artifact of great power, a wooden gauntlet that burns in perpetuity, in the center of this
Ooh.
burned out husk of a city. This is for you, Chris.
Okay. And how long is that going to take over there?
We'll say that's a big project. We'll say like 5 weeks.
Okay. All right. And that concludes autumn, and on to winter next week.
Sucks that we made it 3
So
quarters of the
close.
way through.
Yeah.
I know, like.
Let's see if I can.
Draw the very first card and see if the game just ends.
Oh my
King
god,
of
that'd be
Spades.
amazing. Yeah.
King of Spades, let's go.
Shuffle.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Wait, hold on. It might have.
Was it the King of Spades?
Oh no.
That'd be awesome, because then we can
Yeah.
just say we're done. Not that this
No,
wasn't
it's
fun,
not.
but it
It's
sucks
not.
to. Yeah, it just sucks to do 1 quarter.
It was
of a
actually the
session
second card. So you know what? We're gonna. I'm gonna do the queen, and then we're gonna end it. Because it was actually the second card. I'm not lying.
Nice.
Cool.
So the
Plus,
first,
I feel like we're
in the-
good. We have a very
in the-
robust world too.
Yeah.
Like,
First-
fuck.
and the first card was you see a good omen. What was it?
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm gonna say.
Make my shadow go away.
The shadow disappeared over. I was just thinking the same thing.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
no, is the Queen Will? Isn't Will's turn?
No, it was just my turn.
No,
Oh.
we had just finished his turn. I'm just gonna. Sorry, Chris. I'm gonna just take it and just end it quick. I'm not gonna do any projects or anything. I'm just gonna end it with this. So, the kobolds, now that they're settled into the mountain, have taken an interest in the surrounding area. Particularly the shadow over that keeps appearing over Calvaria. And with the help of the Dragonborn, they notice that it looks suspiciously like the shape of a dragon that appears periodically. However, what's concerning to them is that there's no physical dragon with it. It's just a shadow. Even when it's like sunny out, it's just like a formless shadow. And-
I point out that
IO.
Josh was motherfucking me, and I literally spawned Tiamat into the world. You jerk.
How did I fuck you?
No, I'm saying you kept saying that everyone was against you. I literally spawned Tiamat into this world for you.
Okay.
So
Let's kill it.
if I just like completely remake a character, is that fine?
That's fine with me.
Because the
Nothing
Fey
to
Portal
solidify this.
stuff, the stuff in fucking Lutang, in the stuff in the Kobold place is so cool. Like,
We all reroll kobolds. The only thing we care about is
Hack
what's
tactics.
happening. Yeah.
No. I'm a Belf Cavalier. I mean, my character's
Yeah. Oh my
already
god.
really
Yeah.
a
Please. Yeah.
Cavalier.
Now, Chris can't change because I spawned an amazing magical artifact into the world in the ruins of his wasteland.
So yeah, so I'm gonna review the last season because there's a lot of unresolved stuff that happened, which will get wrapped into the actual campaign likely. So frustrated faction of rebels vandalized the smeltery that never resolved.
Damn right it
Birds
didn't.
flying up from the southern lands, some
Not only that,
seemingly
but they
fertile,
assassinated Peter.
some seemingly very fertile lands to the south that the Belfs go explore. Kobolds find a face carved into the stone deep within the mountain while they were mining for coal. Leonin find that they have absolutely zero magic users among them, which is very suspicious. Square Lake, why is it perfectly square?
It also has a monster in it.
The Spire is seemingly infinite. The Beast goes on a rampage through Panacea and kills about half in the cities in ruins. Glowing silhouette under Square Lake. TM, I don't know if anybody knows Smell Edition in there. Body is discovered in Belf City. The diplomat who was meant to duel is found dead under a tree with a stab wound through his chest. Island in the bay was discovered. It was undiscovered prior because of rocks and shallow waters. Parish of the Church of Bokhab comes from one of the Fey Portal Jumper expeditions, looking to teach the realm how to control chaos and magic. Glaven Sunders, a traveling circus troupe, is born out of Big Water. One of the leaders of Lutan dies, and the rebels of Stephanie assassinated him, and then Iris is put into power in Lutan to take his place. Sickness spreads throughout the Marble Quarry, unknown origin, and the shadow of Caveria is in the shape of a dragon.
Nice.
So this is a great idea too, Seth, because you have like 100 sessions worth of.
Yeah, thanks for
shit.
making the entire campaign for me. Guys.
It's incredible the amount of like 3 or 4 session done between dungeons and random fucking bullshit in the world. So excellent job. Yeah, good job to everyone. So
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like I said, I was a little nervous about trying it, but I think everybody did amazing coming up with hooks and locations and deep lore and
Yeah, no, this is all like really interesting shit.
Yeah, I'm pumped to start murdering people in all of these places.
So, yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk, and we're gonna kill some giants, right?
Yeah, he
love
literally seeded a magic thing into the world, despite what he says.
Yeah, I mean, I was also, I want to say thank you to everybody who didn't just be like, magic item here, magic item there, magic item there. It did happen.
I did one.
But only
Fuck.
once. But only once, and there's only like 3 magic things that really happened here, which was the Fey Portals, the subsequent Parish out of the Fey Portal, and the Gauntlet in the Wasteland. Everything else is pretty tame, which is great.
I mean, you have to give us some magic items.
You will.
Like you go 20 levels, you never collect a single thing.
No,
So,
you know that's not true.
That'd be hilarious.
yeah, that would be actually kind of funny. Like you are the most normal motherfuckers that ever walk this earth.
Also, I want to ask if Josh or Chris get the reference in the Spire.
Yes.
Crispy.
Oh, Chris Mundy's thinking.
Is it possible for us to put it in our house and climb it?
Wait, I get it. It's from Final Fantasy 14. I get it.
Seth, what is that extension you wanted us to?
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Hey, guys.
I'm just gonna end.
No worry,
this
this fire is only 200 levels high. It's fine. It looks infinite.